sportsmanship will be displayed by both teams. May your name be glorified today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bourbonnais, Illinois, as the pre-postseason begins for these University of St. Francis Fighting Saints. 4-2 overall record. They have a 4-0 conference record. They'll take on the Olivet Nazarene Tigers, who are 4-3 and 3-1 under seventh-year head coach Eric Heyman. A beautiful day down here. We're in the mid-60s, some light clouds in the sky. It's a beautiful day for a late-season football game, and nobody knows that better than the man to my left. Welcome, Derek Wentworth. Broadcast debut today, a beautiful game, and the longest-running rivalry in St. Francis football history. How you feeling?
Feeling real well. Thanks for having me here today. I'm excited to support the Saints and get this going. There's no better atmosphere than right now.
And not only does Olivet have a great atmosphere all the time, but it's homecoming today. They have the stands are packed. Just where else would you rather be if you're a football fan? Let's talk about what this game means in the general grand scheme of things. St. Francis is unbeaten in the conference, but games with Olivet this week. You got Robert Morris, Roosevelt coming up next week, and St. Xavier to end the schedule. That means the three toughest teams that St. Francis is going to face all year long starts today. So you're undefeated, but you know what? Olivet hasn't lost to the teams that St. Francis has lost to either. Neither is St. Xavier, neither is Roosevelt. So every one of those four teams, St. Xavier, St. Francis, Olivet, Roosevelt, all on the same playing field as we go into the final 3 weeks of the season. Realistically, probably just one of those four teams are going to end up going to the playoffs, which is why it is important for St. Francis to win today. Because if they don't, next week and the week after against St. Xavier, probably not going to matter.
Exactly, yeah. Every year in, year out, it's these four teams battling it out to see who's going to, take that playoff spot every year. St. Francis is resilient. They got a good team, a good defense, stouted by a good secondary and a good defensive line. On offense, Sam Tumulty. What else can you say?
It's all about Sam. He's the reigning offensive player of the week. All he does is run all over the field. Last week was the second time he ran for 4 or more touchdowns. Last year, he ran for 5 touchdowns against the very same St. Ambrose team that they saw last week. 3 touchdown games. Sam had 2 last year, has 1 this year. He's had 3 2-touchdown games that all came this year. And in his career, he has 5 games in which he did not score a rushing touchdown. Just 5 in his nearly 2 years here leading the Saints offense. As far as the Olivet-St. Francis rivalry goes, we mentioned it's the longest one for the Saints football team. It is the 30th meeting between the Saints and the Tigers. They've met each other since the program started for St. Francis back in 1986, played every year through 1991, at which point St. Francis went to Division II. They took about 7 years without playing. St. Francis came back into the NAIA in about 1999. They played each other since that point up until today, every single year. USF does hold a 19-10 edge in the series, although Olivet Nazarene has won 3 of the last 4. But if you remember last year, it was a pretty big game for St. Francis down in Joliet. That came down to the very last possession that St. Francis was able to win it on. It was an interception in the end zone to seal it, and then a Sam Tumulty with under a minute to go. They scored an extra touchdown there at the end. So it was an exciting game last year. You were a part of that game.
Yeah.
What was that game like for you?
I'll tell you what, I've never seen a quarterback run the ball and look at the clock to see how much time was left in the game before deciding to go out of bounds. Is
that what he did? Huh?
He did. Yeah, we talk about it in film on Monday morning. But some keys to this game that's going to be important for St. Francis. Number one thing is going to be special teams. You're going to have to punt the ball. It's a part of the game. Mayday's got to make sure he's making those punts, getting good field position anytime that there's a change of possession.
Derek,
here.
do you pronounce? Is that how you pronounce his last name? Is it Mayday?
Brian Mayday.
Shut up. For how long has he been here? 3 years. I've called him Brian Mayday.
You know what? If it is Mayday, I've always called him Mayday, and he's never corrected me.
I'm probably going to go Mayday. Well, I wouldn't correct you either. You're 6'5", 280. Maybe that was your playing weight.
Exactly.
But I wouldn't correct you either. But Mayday or Mayday? I'm going with Mayday because no one's corrected me either, and I've been saying his name. Anyway, special teams.
Likewise, he's got to make his punts today.
But you know what? Yes, he does. And he had one game this year where he really did not have a great game.
Yeah.
But ever since then, the guy's been on the money. He's been averaging about 35, 40 yards a punt. He can punt at 60 if he needs to. So, Brian's going to have to come out and have a really good one today.
Yeah. Secondly, misassignments and self-inflicted wounds. Penalties is going to be killer for both of these teams, making sure you can minimize those. That's really going to be a big difference maker. And third, Saints defense got to come out. They got to stop David Hutton, Jalen Dunnigan, and Brian Jenkins. 2 receivers and a quarterback that are able to sling it around. They're coming in Olivet with 266 pass yards per game compared to the Fighting Saints 152. That's going to be something that the defense is going to have to key in. You're going to be looking for big plays from guys like Angel Mata, Tumulty, Terrence Nichols. You know, it's one of those big things that needs to get done in order to win this game.
Olivet Nazarene's offense, like you mentioned, very good. They're 17th in the country in scoring with just a shade under 35 points a game. They're 12th in the nation in total yards per game, just a hair under 420. And you mentioned their passing game, 15th best in the country with 267 yards per game. Olivet Nazarene's offense is going to start with the ball. The aforementioned Brian Mayday will get us going. Ball's in the air, end over end right down the center of the field. The return will be from the 8 for the Tigers. Right to the left of the numbers. Special teams tackle made at about the 32-yard line. Nice return by Dontrez Smith for the Tigers. And the question was, who's going to start at quarterback for these Tigers? Is it going to be the senior David Hutton? Is it going to be the redshirt junior Cameron Crouch? David Hutton started the season as the starting quarterback. Actually, unfortunately, went down with a leg injury in the very first drive of the season for the Tigers. Cameron Crouch came in and has picked off where he left off. So the starter is going to be the senior here on homecoming, David Hutton. He's only 11 for 22, but like we mentioned, only played about a drive of the first game and came back in the second quarter just last week. They start in the pistol, 3 wide receivers, 2 right, 1 left. They keep it on the ground to their running back, Leak, and he's going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage. A whole host of Saints.
Fantastic play. That's all about gang tackling there, everyone doing their jobs. That's a great job by the Saints defense on play number 1.
Evan Leak, the ball carrier on the play for the Tigers, averages about 5 yards per carry, which is very, very good. You think about some of the runners for the Saints, Sam Tumulty, Keenan Haley, they're under 4 per touch, but Evan Leak through the season, over 5. That one, though, -2. It's second down and 12 for the Tigers. Left hash here at the Olivet 31-yard line. Running back the right hip, but the first throw of the game is going to be incomplete. Looking for Leak out in the flat. Nice pressure, though, right up the middle by Michael Johnson in that defensive line.
Yeah, it's a great job for the Saints again. Going in there, giving the quarterback a little bit of pressure, cornerback staying on their man. It looks like this is going to be a tough game, like we said from the beginning, all the way through, grinding it out. Defenses are going to have to make plays. Offenses are going to have to take chances when they can.
Third down and long for the Tigers here, opening drive. Here come the pass rushers, Pat Strosia and Oshikai Ibakumi in the game on the defensive line. Some of the linebackers up tight as well. Empty backfield for Hutton. Plenty of time. Fires left. Has a man. He bobbled it. And incomplete. It was right into the breadbasket of Brian Jenkins out of Lafayette, Indiana, but he couldn't pull it in. Would have been a first down, but it brings up 4th.
That's 3 plays in a row where Olivet's coming out. They got 3 receivers to the right side, and they're going for these long routes, okay? You're going to see that all day from these guys. 3 receivers, quarterback option plays. They're going to try to throw the ball into these receivers' hands as much as they possibly can. St. Francis does a good job at knocking that down.
Punt unit on for the Tigers. The very dangerous Scott Tumulty standing at his own 35. One of the top returners in the entire country. He averages about 6 yards per punt return. A little more dangerous on the kick return when he's got time. This one's going to hit the ground. Take an Olivet hop near the 20. It'll be down as some of the Tigers gunners will it inside the 20-yard line. So the St. Francis offense will start at the 19 after a nice punt by the punt unit for the Tigers. And on comes Sam Tumulty, one of the best runners in the country. 168 carries, 630 yards, 13 touchdowns, which is second most in rushing touchdowns in the country.
Well, that's what you want from your defense. Go out there, 3 and out, get the ball back. Offense, let's go.
Sam Tumulty will start in the gun. He's got Keenan Haley, the running back, on his right hip, 2 wide outs off to the left with the ball on the right hash. First offensive play for the Saints as Haley goes to the left hip of Tumulty. Just a minute and a couple of ticks into our game here. They're going to rush 4. Tumulty, plenty of time. Rolls right, fires on the run, has a man, but he couldn't pull it in. Looking for DeJuan Gavin, the tight end, near the right boundary, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Olivet's coming out in a cover 3 defense here, meaning they have 1 linebacker inside of the box, 4 defensive linemen in front of the offensive line. That means that they're planning for Tumulty. They know that he can run it. They know he's dangerous on his feet. They're trying to make sure that they always have a guy who's accounting for Tumulty today.
And that's that middle linebacker, right?
Yes, sir.
Left hip again is Keenan Haley from Sam Tumulty. And again, that 3 wide receiver set to the left here with the right hash. It's an option play. Tumulty's going to keep it. Looking for that left boundary, trying to turn the corner. Tight ropes up near the 25-yard line. Depends where they spot it, but a nice pick up there on 2nd down. They're going to give him about 8 up to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, there's a lot of options in that kind of stuff that they have. The quarterback can hand the ball off to the running back. He can take it out exactly like how he did. He also has the option to throw the ball. It's a bread and butter for St. Francis offense. Let's hope that this can continue in 3rd down and short.
3rd and 2 for the Saints. 2 running backs now. Got Haley on his right hip. Can't tell who's there on his left. It's Sam Tumulty in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers, right ball, left hash now at the 28-yard line. Sam's going to hand it off. It's Dan McLaren. He's got a first down and more. Past the 40 before he's put down at the 42. That's about a 13, 14-yard pickup by Dan McLaren to the first down of the game.
Outside zone is going to be one of the best things that you can run against a defense who's trying to man up on the quarterback. You have that receiver motioning across, taking that handoff. Great play by the Saints.
Explain what you're looking for when you run a zone run.
Well, so the main thing is that you're going to want to make sure that you're trying to put the defense in positions that they don't want to be in to get them to overcompensate. It's all about making sure that your guys are where their guys aren't.
3 wide outs on the field, 2 right, 1 left. Sam's going to run it left. Design run for Tumulty. Cuts it up the numbers. Nice defensive stand that time. Maybe a yard or 2. Tackled on the play by one of the safeties coming up. It looked like it was number 9, Zach Stouffer, actually the defensive end, getting outside the junior out of Riverside, California to make the stop. 2nd and 8.
St. Francis is moving the ball well here. I'm liking how they're putting plays together, getting back up to the line of scrimmage, running that no huddle, get that ball snapped quick offense. I like where we're heading here, Nick.
12-18 to go. First quarter just underway. First drive for St. Francis. 2 wide receivers right, 2 running backs on each side of Tumulty in the shotgun. 2nd down and 8 from the 44. Play action. Sam wants to throw it. Nothing there. Here comes pressure. He evades. Running to the right boundary. Stopping. Nothing there. Cuts it back left. Still on his feet. He's going to run it. He's got green grass in front of him and some blockers. Tumulty making it happen again. Moves the chains into Tiger territory up to the 35-yard line and a first down for the Saints.
What a play by Sam Tumulty. That just shows the athleticism that this kid's got. Able to run all the way to the right side of the field, reverse back, come back all the way to the left sideline. Blockers in front of him, offensive linemen doing their job. What a play by Sam Tumulty.
That is a plus play for Sammy. That was all him. 2 wide receivers right. Again, we got a tight end left. 2 running backs on each side. We got a penalty flag up. Ball goes on the ground. Sam Tumulty looks like he was able to hungry hippo it back into his chest as he was laying on the ground. We'll have to see what the penalty is, but that Sam fumbling the football is not a foreign thing. I believe that's the 5th time this season he's put the ball on the ground. I don't believe he's lost one yet, but it is the 5th time he's lost it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before the game.
Yeah.
Not shooting yourself in the
Absolutely.
foot, self-inflicted things. They're moving the ball well. You don't want to turn the ball over now. Let's hope and see what this penalty's looking like here.
The penalty was against St. Francis, but they're going to decline it and take the result of the fumble and fumble recovery by the Saints. So it's going to be essentially a loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11, ball at the Tiger 37. Saints started back inside their own 20. In the shotgun, I believe that's Haley on his left hip. 3 wide receivers right, 1 left. Ball just inside the left hash. Snap back to Sam. It's going to be a draw for the quarterback right behind his running back lead blocker, and he'll pick up about 7 on the play inside the 30 up to the 29-yard line. Give him 7 on the play. 3rd down and 3 coming up for St. Francis.
That left guard, Rylan Hersink, he's going to pull around. That's a QB power. He's pulling around to go pick up that inside linebacker that's eyeing Sam up. That's what they're going to be running all day against this kind of look until they can make the adjustment that someone can take care of that down offensive lineman and Sam.
2nd, 3rd down that St. Francis has seen this drive. Handed to Haley, looking to get behind the right guard that time. No room, and a nice tackle made. Maybe a yard or 2 was there, so it's going to be 4th down and 2. What do you like here, offensive coordinator? You want the 3 points? It's not a gimme field goal here. Or do you go?
I'm going for it at this point. First drive, you got to go and, like I said, punch him in the mouth, try to get any opportunity that you can in this. Short field goal doesn't do it for me. Looks like the offense is going to stay out on the field here.
Yep, offense on the field here at 4th and 2. They're inside the Tiger 30 on the first drive of the game for the Saints. Haley, the right hip of Tumulty, double tight ends, 2 wide receivers, 1 on each side. Ball right in the middle of the field. Snap back to Sam. Play action, rolling left. It's a screen pass, lobs it up. It's incomplete. They had the pass rush on, and there was nobody open. Turnover on downs for the Saints.
A lot of positives from that drive. Obviously, you want to end the drive with points, but pretty good feeling going in after this first drive. Defense coming out here, got to make another stop.
Were they trying to set up a screen on that play, just defended well?
So it looks like I think there was a little bit of miscommunication on that play.
Okay.
I think it was ran the wrong way. The offensive line is blocking down to the left. You'd expect Tumulty to run out to the right in a bootleg. I think there's a little bit of miscommunication on that play, Nick.
Mm-hmm. Self-inflicted wounds. We're going to keep coming back to that, right?
Oh, yeah.
First down for the Tigers. It's their second opportunity. They went 3 and out in their first drive. Pistol formation, 3 wide receivers, 2 left, 1 right. Ball goes to Leak, the running back. Cuts it inside, still on his feet, now to the right. Tripped up right from behind by Michael Johnson, the defensive tackle, getting out to the numbers to make a play.
Well, that's a name that we haven't heard all season.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Michael Johnson. He's been invisible all season.
Yeah, what a player for USF. He's able to get in there, shed blocks, make nice plays, follow up. He's a big guy in front, but he's still able to be athletic and get downfield.
It was an 8-yard pickup, though, by Leak. 2nd down and 2, up to the 36-yard line for the Tigers. Hutton's going to throw. Pump fakes right, nothing there. Plenty of time. Great protection. Now rolling right, pocket breaks down, throws it on the run. It was bobbled and caught. The receiver was on his behind, but Jalen Dunnigan able to concentrate right at midfield and make the catch. First catch for Dunnigan. He's a senior out of Jacksonville, Florida. His 25th catch. Now over 300 yards receiving for the Tigers. He is an exceptional wide receiver.
Yeah, nearly picked off by freshman Nick Mabudis. That's one he's going to want to have back.
Same formation, 2 wide receivers left, 1 right. Ball right hash right at the 50-yard line. Play action to Leak. It's going to be Hutton right up the field. Jukes Tumulty to the outside he goes and runs out of bounds at the 33. He's able to pick up 17 yards on the quarterback run. David Hutton showing a bit of leg there.
No subs coming in on the field. St. Francis is sticking with their starters. Try to get those guys in there.
Just the 6 times he's running quickly to the line. They go to Leak. And the edge is cut off. The tackle made behind the line of scrimmage. Going to be a loss of 1. It was cut off by Thompson. Final tackle made by the linebacker, T.J. Neal. Neal had a phenomenal game against St. Ambrose last week. A couple tackles for a loss, a couple sacks.
Really starting to morph into a real nice outside linebacker for USF, being able to play different positions, be versatile, and make plays when he needs to. That's really the story of any good football team, Nick, is just being able to adapt, play different positions, and do your job when you need to.
Saints defense playing the run pretty well. See if they can play the pass here on 2nd down and 11. They're going to go 5 wide. 2 stacked defenders right. Dunnigan goes in motion through the backfield to the left side. Hutton takes the snap, screens it out to Dunnigan, who is in motion. Gets a nice block. Up the numbers, hit hard at about the 30. Able to pick up 4 or 5 for Dunnigan. Makes it 3rd and manageable now for the Tigers. 7:34 left to go, first quarter, no score.
It's an interesting array of plays that Olivet's coming out. No running back, 5 wide. We're going to see a bunch of different things here. Hopefully St. Francis can make adjustments to those kind of things. And looks like they're playing man coverage right now, which is going to help and limit those plays here that they're trying to make.
Empty backfield again here for Hutton. 4 wide receivers off to the right. Trips in the slot right there. Man in motion goes right to left is Andrew Cloy. Looking downfield, he's going to fire into the end zone. 1-on-1 against Nicholson and incomplete. Well covered by St. Francis cornerback Nicholson. He was stride for stride with Brian Jenkins.
That's one thing that you're going to say about the St. Francis defense secondary. They're doing a nice job making sure that they can cover their receivers, and it's not going to be easy to score on these guys. 4th
down and 6. Offense on the field for the Tigers here on their second drive of the game. They're at the St. Francis 29. They need to get to the 23 for a first down. Motion man left to right is Cloy again. Trips off to the right. That's the way Hutton rolls. Looking, fires, and it is caught at the 15 for a first down. Beautiful throw and a nice grab by Ryan Gravenberg, the senior out of Cali. First down inside the red zone.
Inside the 20-yard line, we're going to see what Olivet comes out here. We'll see if the St. Francis defense makes any different adjustments in their alignments here. Anytime you're inside that 20-yard line, you always got to be making adjustments, trying not to give up too much points in this area.
Clock ticking, 6:37 to go in the first quarter. Hutton in the offense for Olivet. Looks to the sideline for the play. 3 wide receivers on the field again. 2 left, 1 right, ball right hash. Running back is now Arthur Walker to the left of Hutton. They give it to Walker, cuts it inside. Upend it around the 12. He'll pick up 2 or 3 on the play. Second down coming up. Mabudis coming up making the stop. Approaching 6 minutes to go. Into the game for Olivet comes Latrell Wade out of Fremd High School. Set up as one of the slot receivers left side. 3 wideouts left, 1 right. Walker, the tailback in the pistol formation this time for the Tigers. Quick throw to the right. It is intercepted by the Saints. Up the field he goes. Is that Mabudis again up past the 40? Tackled around midfield. Nick Mabudis with another huge interception. His 4th on the season, and he flips the field for the Saints. He took it away in the red zone.
This is exactly what we were talking about before the game. Being able to get these turnovers, flip the field, having these big plays. This is what's going to be essential to winning this game. Great play by Nick Mabudis, a freshman at Mac.
Oh,
that's great stuff.
God, yeah, he's been the surprise of that St. Francis defense. And now with 4 interceptions, he's going to go dunk it on the turnover hoop on the far sideline, sign his name on the backboard for the 4th time. And I believe that is the 14th interception. Yeah, the 14th interception, which is now the 3rd most in the NAIA for that St. Francis defense. 3 wide receivers right, and a running back for Sam Tumulty as the offense back on the field. Haley's turn to run at this time. Makes 1 miss, makes 2 misses. He picks up about 5. And flags come in late. That's in the area of unsportsmanlike conduct or a late hit by the Tigers. We'll see what they have to say, but it was about a 6-yard run for Keenan Haley on the play.
This is one of those moments the Saints can really capitalize. Looks like a penalty going to be moving 15 yards in the right direction. Let's see if we can come up with some points.
It was on the Tigers. They'll tack on 15 more. That's going to make it 1st and 10 at the 30 for St. Francis. They were in this position last time when they turned it over on downs. Let's see if they can capitalize. 1st and 10 for the Saints. 2 wide receivers right, 2 running backs on each side. Got 1 on each side of Sam Tumulty here. Fakes it. Sam's going to keep it. Looking to get between the tight end and the tackle on the right side, but not a lot of room. Maybe 1 there. 2nd down and 9.
Inside zone right. Offensive lineman getting some good push there. Just gets swallowed up by a linebacker coming in. And you got to comment on this offensive line here, Nick. A lot of different players coming in and out throughout the weeks. It seems like they're finally settling down and being able to stick to who they are with the same 5 guys. It's exciting to see when they start to fire and click on all cylinders.
Sam Tumulty is obviously the best player on the field, but they can only go as far as this offensive line is going to take them.
Oh, yeah.
2nd down and 9 for the Saints at the Tiger 29. Sam fakes the run left, throws it back right, has Haley and a blocker in front of him, but a great tackle made at the 25 for the Tigers. The corner, Gerald Blackman, the senior from Wheaton Academy, makes a big play for the Tigers to make it 3rd down and 5. If he would have broke that tackle, it would have been a 1st down and more.
Number 58, Ashton Sorgi, the right tackle, going out there on that screen to make that block. If he hangs on just a little bit longer, that's 6 points for St. Francis.
That was a great tackle, touchdown-making tackle, but it's going to be 3rd down and 5 at the Tiger 25. What kind of play you like here? Keep it on the ground, or you're going to have Sam throw it?
This is going to be a bootleg.
It's because you know the signs, don't you?
No.
Are you reading the play charts on the sideline?
I might be.
Well, let's see. You're budding Tony Romo over here. 2 wideouts left, 1 right, straight drop back. Sam steps up in the pocket, can't find anyone open. Checks it down, has Getch for a 1st down at the 15. Dan Getch coming back for the football. Makes the play and a 1st down to move the chains for the Saints into the red zone for the first time in the game.
Dan Getch, just a big tight end, able to moves quickly, moves well, real athletic, good hands, but he's able to block really well. One of the best blocking tight ends that I've ever personally played with.
Yeah.
Does his job on both sides of the field. And that's something that's really hard to find.
He doesn't get a ton of catches. He's available. He can make the catches, but it's not really a focal point, it seems like, of the offense. But, man, he does the little things.
Oh, yeah.
He's been doing it for a long time. 1st down for the Saints. A hair inside the 15-yard line. Here is Sam Tumulty in the gun. He's got 3 wideouts left and Haley to his left. Options it, keeps it, looks downfield, nothing there. 1st sack of the game for the Olivet Tigers. It looked like 92 was in there first, and I don't have a number 92 on my chart. You got a 92?
I don't have a 92. Yeah. Mystery man. Making the play nonetheless.
And nonetheless, great play made. That's going to be a loss of 3. Well, maybe 2. We'll call it 2. 2nd down and 12 for the Saints.
Big play here inside the red zone. We want to come away with points here.
Tight end right. Double tight end right. It's Getch and Gavin. 2 wide receivers left, ball right, hash Tumulty in the gun, Haley right hip. 2nd down and 12, the snap back, quarterback run right. Looking for some blocking, but defended nicely by the Tigers. Maybe 2 or 3 there for St. Francis. The linebacker, Drew Haft, the senior, making the play for the Tigers. 3rd down and 10.
Well, now we're in a position, Nick, that we saw last drive. 3rd down inside the red zone. Really want to come away with some points here. I'm hoping that these play calls that their offensive coordinators and head coach are coming up with is going to put them in a position to score here. 3rd down and long.
McLaren's going to go out of the game. Tamont Karan will check in. Speedy wide receiver will split out left. Hartsfield, Karan, Dezion Jordan, wide left. Haley, left hip of Tumulty. Tight end right. 3rd down and 10 at the 14-yard line. Sam's going to keep it. He's going to go left. Needs to beat a few Tigers. Cuts it in up the numbers. Spun down to the 5, and he is awful close to a 1st down. I think he might be a yard shy. 4th and 1 at the 5. Coming up for the Saints. Decision time for Coach McCarthy and company.
I said it before, and I'll say it again.
Go.
4th down, run that ball, baby.
Last time they went for it on 4th, they turned it over, but it wasn't at the 5. Same formation, flipped. 3 wide receivers right. Haley, right hip of Tumulty. Tight end left. 4th down and 1 at the Tiger 5. Snap. Give. Haley cuts it in. 1st down. Reaches. Touchdown, Saints. What an effort by Keenan Haley as he puts it into the end zone. Keenan's 2nd touchdown of the game, or of the season, I should say.
St. Francis runs an inside zone play left with a tight end on the left side. Usually you're going to see the tight end swiping back to take care of the last man on the line of scrimmage on the right side. This time he goes out, joins the offensive line, blocks to the left. Keenan Haley puts his head down, buries his way into the end zone. Great job, St. Francis.
The drive started with a interception from Nick Mabutis and a return to midfield. The drive goes 51 yards on 8 plays. Brian Madej on for the extra point. He has been perfect all year. Snaps good, holds down, kick is true. It's 7-0 Saints. Both teams with 2 possessions. The Saints score on their second. We are under a minute to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 Saints.
The thing that sticks out to me on that drive is the way that we're able to run the ball and also throw the ball in key situations to keep the defense, keep them guessing, keep them out of our faces. Got to keep it going for this next drive. Hopefully defense can come up, make a good stop. Again, every chance you have to put points on the board, Nick, it's going to be critical, especially in a game against Olivet.
Can't let the opportunities go to waste. I feel like they did let an opportunity go to waste on their first drive when they went 4 and out inside the 30-yard line. Thankfully, they were able to capitalize there on their second. 7-0 to go, 59 seconds to go. Madej will kick it off. Back to return for Olivet Nazarene, Dontrez Smith, along with Clayton Davis, 2 wide receivers by trade. Madej consistently putting kickoffs into the end zone. We'll see if he can do that here. Pretty stiff breeze out there, blowing right to left. He's going to kick short. Wants an up back, see if he can make the play. He does not! And the Saints are there. It's going to be close. Who came up with it? A scrum there at the 31-yard line. Looks like Olivet was able to get it, and that is a play. They do that on purpose. They will kick it to an up back and make him make a play with the wind. We saw it come to fruition last week. Madej did the same kind of what would you call it? Not a squib kick, but a pooch kick. And the St. Ambrose returner was unable to make the play, just like the Tiger returner did there, but Olivet Nazarene was able to jump on the muffed return.
Yeah, it's a pop-up kick. You got bigger guys blocking in front. You want guys who usually don't have the ball in their hands to try to make a play.
Saints almost able to take one away that time, but the Tigers will have it at their own 32. Pistol formation. Leak, the running back, motions out to the right. Hutton wants to go downfield. Lets it fly. Has a man open. Diving attempt is incomplete. Would have been a big play. Just missed Gravenberg down the middle of the field. 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers.
Saints in a cover 3 defense there. Tumulty able to move as he needs to cover different areas of the field. Does a good job of being there. Again, a little bit overthrown, but good coverage nonetheless.
We were talking to some of the Olivet staff. What's the difference between David Hutton and Cameron Crouch? And they were saying David Hutton is more of a pure passer. He's the one who wants to sling it downfield, and I think we got a sense of that pretty quickly in the first quarter, didn't we? 2nd down and 10. Play action. Hutton throwing. Has a man open, 1st down. Chopped down at the 49-yard line by Nicholson, but that's a pickup of about 14 yards. They put it at midfield, so up to the 50. And if there is a weakness in that St. Francis defense, it's the middle pass game. Right in the middle of the field, between the linebackers and the safeties. That's really the soft spot.
It's hard to defend.
Yeah. 1st down for the Tigers at midfield. Hutton has Leak to his left. 2 wide receivers right, 1 left. Play action. Hutton's going to try to run it again. Cut off there. Spun down behind the line of scrimmage. Give a tackle for a loss to Pat Stroja. Stroja, the freshman out of JCA, went to Drake, transferred back here to St. Francis, and we love to have him. That's his 4th tackle for a loss.
That's a good play, being able to shed your blocks by those offensive linemen, trying to keep it where you don't want to be, and getting in there and making a play.
That brings us to the end of quarter number 1. Great start for the Saints, as they are the first to draw some blood here in this rivalry that's been going on for a long time. Talk about your games against some of these MSFA teams. I'm sure you get up for a St. Xavier game, but these Olivet games, there's nothing really like it.
I'll tell you what, it's something about playing against teams like Olivet and St. X and Roosevelt, and you wake up and it really feels like that college game day atmosphere. You feel like you're going to work. You got to pack your briefcase. You got to and it comes down to kind of just trusting in everything. Football, we're talking about it on the way here. Football's such a team sport, and you're so reliant on, your other guys and everyone to just do their job, especially when you're playing teams like this that everyone's got playmakers. Everyone's got guys who can throw the ball, catch the ball, run the ball. It's important to trust in your coaches and then just, there's nothing better than college football, especially on a Saturday. A big rivalry game.
Yep.
This game is so huge for both of these teams, Nick. This team loses, and the chances of the playoffs are non-existent.
Slim, especially for Olivet, who already has 1 loss in the conference. That was to St. Xavier. which happened earlier in the year. So, yeah, Olivet needs this game if they want to be in the hunt. Then they're going to need some help. St. Francis needs this game because they have St. Xavier coming up a little bit later on and Roosevelt, so they have a chance to go undefeated and win the conference. But none of that matters if you can't win today. Leak here on 2nd and 11. Finds a seam, cuts it outside. Scott Tumulty drags him down at the 41, just shy of the first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1 after the 10-yard pickup by Evan Leak. He's a decisive runner.
Yeah, on that one you saw number 90, Ryan King, kind of get flushed down and made way for a pulling guard to get up there up to the next level and make a really, really good spot for the running back to go and gain some yards there.
3rd and 1 up to the Saint 41-yard line. 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers. See what the Saints do. They're going to rush 3. Actually, they're just going to contain Leak, but he busts through. That's going to be a touchdown for Olivet Nazarene. 41 yards, Evan Leak right through the heart of the defense. And we are an extra point away from tying it up on the legs of Evan Leak.
Well, that's the same play they ran twice in a row there, Nick. Again, they're able to get that defensive tackle, wash him down, pulling guard that just has to make one block, and there's nobody left there.
The 4th touchdown of the season for Evan Leak. Extra point unit on for the Tigers, looking to tie it up. You knew you weren't going to shut them out.
Oh, yeah.
Kick looks good from here, and it is. We're tied at 7, just underway here in quarter number 2.
Well, this is exactly what we expected, right? It's going to be a shootout on offense. You're going to have defense that needs to come up and make plays. Things like interceptions, fumbles, those are going to be big down the line. I really, truly think whoever is able to make the least amount of mistakes today, whether that's mental errors or physical errors, that's who's going to come away and win this game.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Here was my assumption coming into the game for the Saints. With how well Olivet can throw the ball downfield, they're one of the top 20 teams in the country throwing it, and with maybe defending the long pass game that St. Francis may have some trouble with, if they get down early and St. Francis has to rely on throwing the ball to get back into the game, that could be trouble. They need to stay ahead of Olivet.
Sure.
They can't get down, especially more than 1 or 2 scores.
Yeah, St. Francis is, again, this game is going to be just a tough, gritty grind, for all 4 quarters. You're going to have to respond to things like this. Every time, it's going to be back and forth. Offenses are going to have to go out there, this drive and make a play. The goal is to put up points every single drive. And, if you can't put up points, put them in field position. That's going to make it harder for them to put up points.
Yep. 14:18 to go. We are just underway, quarter number 2 down here on a beautiful day in Bourbonnais. Kickoff, line drive. They try to keep it away from Tumulty so much so they'll just kick it out of bounds. It's probably better off for him anyway than giving Scott Tumulty a chance to return it.
It's going to be great field position for the Saints.
Up to the 35 they go. Along with Sam Tumulty and company. Sam 2 for 4 through the air today. Been sacked once, just 15 yards. Leads the team on the ground with 9 carries for 50 yards, averaging 5.2, a few yards above his average per carry. Dan McLaren has a 15-yard carry. Keenan Haley has 3 rushes for 12 yards and the 1 touchdown.
I'm expecting this redoing the kick here, huh, Nick?
Is that St. Francis's option, right? They can decline it perhaps and say, hey, put it on the kick and re-kick and maybe give Scott unless there was another penalty. It was just the illegal procedure on the kick, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So I guess maybe St. Francis should say, hey, kick it.
Yeah, kick it to,
kick it to us. We'll see if they kick it out of bounds again. Tumulty, and it looks like James Williams back there to return it. Tumulty is the right side returner, Williams the left side. They will kick it from 5 yards further. Now the ball teed up at the 30 for Olivet. Deeper kick, but it will be Scott Tumulty from his 15-yard line. Plenty of opportunity here. Trying to go up the left hash, but nicely defended as the return only goes up to about the 32.
There's just a rush of adrenaline every time he's got the ball in his hand. Every kickoff return, you could break one at any point.
We were talking last week. Would it be so terrible to have an offensive set or two for Scott Tumulty? I know maybe he's so valuable on defense and special teams you might not want to put him in harm's way, but what a weapon he could be offensively.
I think St. Francis has a lot of weapons on offense. That's always something that's easy to kind of pick out. That put
easy
your best,
for me to say.
Well,
right?
put your best players in positions like that.
First down for the Saints. Here's his younger brother Sam and company. 4 wide receivers. Haley on his left hip. He's in the shotgun. 1st and 10 at the St. 30. It's a draw play. Sam spins out of a sack, able to get about 2. A little bit of something out of nothing that time by Tumulty, but a nice pass rush by Olivet.
That's the kind of athleticism that we're talking about here. You're hit at a point of contact 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and you're able to go and make a play for a gain of 2 yards. Really, really great player for us.
Sam Tumulty out of Willowbrook High School. 2nd year running this offense, 5'10", 185. Great runner, pretty gosh darn good thrower as well. 2nd down and 8 here for the Saints. They're at their own 32. 3 wide receivers, 2 right, 1 left here. Sam in the gun, takes a snap. Perfect snap. Haley will stay back to block. Sam's looking downfield. Fires across the middle, has a man. It's Dan Getch, his 2nd catch of the game, and it's going to be a 1st down, a pickup of 10 on a Getch crossing route. 1st down, Saints.
It's a great job by the offensive line, giving Sam some time to plant his feet, make a good throw, and get to his tight end.
To welcome everyone into the booth watching on the Go Fighting Saints YouTube channel. Appreciate you. Derek over here doing a pretty good job. Broadcast debut. Appreciate you coming down with us, man.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm having a great time.
Dang natural here. 1st down and 10 for USF. They're at their own 43 now after the reception by Getch. Quick screen goes to Liam Eldridge. He sailed that one, and it was nearly intercepted. That was well over the head of Liam Eldridge out in the flat, and the only person that really had a chance on it was the corner. I believe it was Kyle Taylor. But it's going to be an incomplete pass, which is probably the best outcome of that play. 2nd down and 10 at the 43 for the Saints.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Saints really start to get back to their bread and butter here.
Run the ball.
Run the ball, run the inside zone. You got to keep this defensive line, tired and back on their heels.
2nd and 10. 2 wide outs left. They're going to keep it on the ground. Just like you said, it's Haley, though, on the inside. Only 2 available there. 3rd down and 8 coming up at the 45.
When you're able to run the ball and you have options on these different kind of plays, it makes the defense have to choose and commit to things. And as an offense, when you're able to make options and choices, as quickly as Sam is, when you have a defense that's committed to something, where they're committed to the run, Sam's able to break off these plays. And, that's why we were so successful last year and in earlier parts of the season. This year, when Sam can make a choice here.
3 wide outs left, 1 right. Haley left hip of Tumulty here on a 3rd down and 8 from their own 45. Snap, Sam, it's a good one. Looks right, nothing there. Nothing left. Has to step up, and now he's going to make something of him with his legs. And he picks up a 1st down. Stutter steps out of bounds at the Tiger 42. He picks up 14 yards and moves the chains again. Sam Tumulty is a dang magician.
That's exactly what we're talking about there, right there. I mean, it's a prime example. You have the defense ready for a pass. They have to cover everybody. That's one of the glorious things that Sam's able to run and throw the ball. Plays like that are great. Let's see him get back to the run here.
1st down, Saints looking a little bit shifty there at the end of that set of downs, but Sam able to move the chains. Haley again inside. Bounce steps, gets through into the 2nd level and picks up 8 up to the Tiger 35. Nice run.
That's a great job by right tackle Ashton Sorgi, getting up to the next level, making a block, putting a guy in his butt.
You know what? That's why we like having you here, Derek, because you're going to tell us stuff about that offensive line we don't get a chance to, and they deserve as much credit as anyone. So I'm glad your offensive line focused eyes are here in the box today.
Oh, yeah, big guy friendly.
We got the biggest broadcast crew in the NAIA. 2nd down and 2. Hand off to Haley again. He's going to be close, maybe a little bit shy. 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Saints again.
Yeah, that's a pretty conservative spot there.
Yeah. St. Francis 2 for 4 on 3rd down. 10:37 to go here in the 2nd quarter. It's knotted at 7. 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Saints. They're going to hand it off. Nope, Sam's going to keep it. Little pressure. He's going to have to make it happen with his legs again, and a big collision at the yard-to-gain line, and it'll be a first down. That was the hardest 2 yards Sam has had to run for because he took a little bit of pop there at the end, but he wanted the first down, and he got it.
First down inside the 40-yard line in their territory. Great play by Sam. Offensive line looks like a block may have been missed in there. Had him, made him force to the outside, but when you got a guy who can make plays, it's things like that are going to happen.
How is Sam Tumulty through 2? I'm not even going to say it. I don't want to jinx it.
Yep.
The way he runs is as tough as anybody. He's a running back who plays quarterback. He's a running back who can throw. And I don't mean that as an insult to his passing ability or the way he can run a team. Here he is to throw. Like we mentioned, he's going to go into the end zone looking for Getch. Turns around, incomplete. It was a bit underthrown. I think it got caught up in the wind, but it's going to be incomplete. And second down coming up looking for Getch in the end zone. It was well defended by Gerald Blackman. Again, we've called Blackman's name already today, and he made another great defensive stop there for the Tigers.
Yeah, one of the things – you guys can't see it, but number 27, Keenan Haley, that's a pass play. He's responsible for pass protection there. And I think he gave it up that they were throwing the ball a little bit too early, which allowed the linebackers to get back into coverage and not, give the opportunity to the ball to be thrown other places.
Brings up second down and 10. 2 wideouts right, 2 running backs, 1 on each side of Sam. He's in the shotgun again. Line of scrimmage is the 33. Design run for Tumulty. Inside run for Sam, and not a lot of room, just a yard. Brings up 3rd and 9. What does that play do? Because we haven't had a ton of success all season long running it inside with Sam.
Sure.
But there's still a point to it, right?
Well, I think the number one play we had last year was QB power and QB draw.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there's a personnel difference. So, and I think the Saints are still trying to figure out exactly what they can run with, with who. This offensive line's only been together for 2 weeks. This is the second game where they've got 5 guys who are, so look to see what when they can start clicking.
4 wide receivers on the field. Haley to the left, hip of Tumulty. 3rd down and 9. Pass play, steps up, fires, crossing route, caught by Curran, and a first down. First catch of the game by Curran, and he puts the Saints into the red zone again. 14 yards, move the chains for the Saints on a dime from Sam Tumulty.
Well, this is what we want. This is all you can ask for. Your defense is going to go out there all day. We know what the Saints have got on defense. They're going to go out there. They're going to make stops. They're going to get the ball back for us. It's the job of Sam and this offense to go out there and put some more points on the board.
Curran brings an element of speed that's different from anyone else in that wide receiver core. They're going to hand it off. And it is McLaren this time, the ball carrier up to the 15. He gets 2, 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Saints. Deep inside Tiger territory here. The Saints in the red zone have been outstanding this year. They are 73% scoring touchdowns in the red zone, not just scoring points, but 73% of their red zone appearances end in a score, and that is 8th best in the country. Olivet not too bad either in that category, but the Saints with the football, and it usually ends up in the end zone when they get this close. 2nd down and 8. Haley has the sweep left. Big block from McLaren. Nice block from Eldridge. Inside the 5, looking for the end zone. He is shy, but 1st and goal coming up for the Saints.
Look for the hurry up here.
Yes, they are hurrying to the line. Is this going to be a sneak?
Likely. There it is.
Under center, Tumulty. Looking to get behind the big boys. He's going to bob outside. Touchdown, untouched, is Sam Tumulty. Touchdown, Saints, 7.5 to go. 13-7, brown and gold.
What a great play. On that, it's a QB sneak. Everyone's expecting it. Quarterback run right behind the center. He reads the last guy on the line of scrimmage to the left. See, he's playing inside of that last guy on the offense. Takes it around, scores easily. Untouched. Great play.
Madej up for the extra point. Or Mayday. Could go either way. I'm sorry to the Madejs who are listening today. The kick is good. It's 14-7. We want them to stay ahead of the Tigers' potent offense, and so far so good. Saints lead at 14-7 here with 7.5 to go in the first half. Beautifully. Oh, yeah, gorgeous day for homecoming. Usually you have a homecoming on Halloween weekend. You're not expecting it to be in the upper 60s and sunny.
Oh, yeah. Great atmosphere, great crowd here. Great day for a game. Mm-hmm. Glad the Saints are on top.
Long way to go, and this is where coaches make their money too. This is where they separate themselves. What kind of adjustments can you make?
Oh, sure.
You know?
Yeah, halftime's going to be big here. It's really crazy how different the games are between the first half and the second half.
Oh, yeah.
You can only scout and watch film for so long until you actually get on the field with these guys and see what they're made of, you know?
Yeah. Who's the biggest studier on the team when it comes to game film and studying for the team? Offense, defense, what doesn't matter.
You know, offensively, Sam Tumulty's putting in a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Has to. Madej kicks it off. He's going to try that short kick again, make one of those upbacks, try to make a play, and he doesn't. That's a loose or a free ball, but it goes out of bounds. It's going to be a penalty. I love that play. Put the pressure on some of those upbacks for the return team.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of times you can steal a possession, especially when you're feeling good about your defense.
So it looks like they're going to call it that it touched him here and it went out of bounds.
Oh, we'll take that.
So we're not going to see that penalty here.
So it did touch one of the return men. The Tigers will have it at their own 28-yard line to start this drive.
Let's see what kind of defense the Saints come out in. Base defense, 3 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, 4 safeties, DBs across the back.
All right. Tigers take control here, 1st and 10 of their own 28. They try to run it, but it is going backward. Down he goes at the 20. It's going to be a loss of 8 yards, and there to make the play was the linebacker, Mike Whitney.
That's a blitz coming off the inside B gap between the tackle and the guard. Comes in there, makes a play, reads it well. It's just a bad play call against a good play call there, Nick.
It was a loss of 10 yards on the play. Mike Whitney. Now it's 6 tackles for a loss this year. We're under 7 minutes to go. Quick out. It is caught, but only back to the 25. They pick up 5 yards of that, so it's going to be 3rd down and 14 coming up for the Saints. And here come the pass rushers on that Saint defensive line. Oshikaya Bakumi, Pat Stroja coming in. Ryan King and TJ Neal going out. They want to get – actually, Cameron Crouch is the quarterback now. Crouch in to run the Tiger offense.
This is one of those moments. This is one of those critical 3rd downs that we needed to see the Saints come up with a big stop here.
Saints will rush 4. Fires right, had a man wide open, but it was 5 yards underthrown, incomplete. They had 15, Brian Jenkins, wide open past the yard to gain mark, but it's incomplete. 4th and 14. They're going to have to punt it away here with 6:20 to go in the first half. And there goes the dangerous Scott Tumulty back to return it.
Looks like a little bit of miscommunication on that play. Glad the throw wasn't there.
Yeah, it was wide open, yeah. You got to think if it was number 4 at quarterback, David Hutton with a little bit stronger arm.
Sure.
Maybe he would have made the play.
Sure.
Maybe not. Maybe he would have got sacked. You never know. The punt is away. Short punt. It's going to bounce at the 45 and go directly out of bounds at the 40. Great field position here for the Saints offense. 6:13 to go. 14-7 lead here in the first half for St. Francis. Looking awful good offensively. How do you guard a guy who can throw it the way he throws it, but also has some of the best legs in the entire country? It's almost not even fair.
Well, I'd love to tell you how to defend it, but
you don't know?
Coaches are in the room right next door.
Oh, you know what? So you're saying you know how to defend this, but they haven't figured. Nobody in the entire conference has figured it out yet.
I'll tell you what makes us as offensive linemen not be able to do anything.
Here's Tumulty in the gun. He's got 4 wide receivers, 3 left, 1 right. Hand off to Haley here on first down. He breaks a tackle up to midfield and a first down on the back of Keenan. Haley with a big tough run.
Go momentum here. A 3 and out, a force a punt, a first down on the first play of the drive. Let's keep it going.
And that's a great 1-2 punch here as well when you got Tumulty who can also hand it off to Keenan Haley. What does Keenan Haley do real well? Obviously, he showed us his toughness there. He's got some speed. What do you like about Keenan as a runner? And we got a Saint down, by the way. That's why we have stoppage and play I'll keep an eye on that. You tell me about Keenan.
Yeah, Keenan's one of those guys that really puts his head down, and he's not afraid to get hit. He's really, really quick. He's able to move the ball. If he's in open space, he's gone for sure. But he's just one of those running backs that doesn't dance around too much. He hits the hole where it needs to be. He finds that hole. He doesn't always find the hole, but when he does, he hits it hard, and he's able to make plays like that. That's 10 yards, first down, putting the Saints in a real good position at the 50-yard line.
Is that the kind of running back that an offensive line likes to block for? Somebody's not going to dance around in the backfield and just make a play?
Well, Keenan reminds me a lot of Dwayne Milton.
Yes.
And Dwayne was such a good running back for us here a couple of years ago.
He's the all-time leading rusher. Yeah.
And it's because he did the same thing, and it's really it's a part of that battery, trusting the offensive line that, when you get to there, where you're supposed to be, that hole's going to be open, and you can just run full speed through it, and that's kind of a trust thing that they need to come up with.
Dan Getch was the injured Saint. He'll go off the field. Didn't look incredibly serious, but we'll keep an eye on that. First down for the Saints after the Haley run right at midfield here for Sam Tumulty. Hand off to Haley again, trying to repeat the last play. Was able to pick up 5 up to the Tiger 45-yard line. 5.5 to go here first half. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Saints.
We'll expect to see this kind of play until it doesn't work right now.
We'll take 5 yards a crack, huh?
It's like the Saints are going to come out. No tight end here.
3 wide outs to the right. Look for DeJuan Gavin here in the right slot. I love him as a receiver. You got Dezion Jordan wide left, and Liam is that Eldridge or I think it is number 9. Nope, it's Hartsfield. But they're going to keep it on the ground to Haley. He's looking for the edge, but that got cut off. No room to run that time. No gainer. 3rd down and 5. Coming up for the Saints here at the Tiger 45. James Hartsfield, number 19, a sophomore from right here in Bourbonnais. Welcome home here, James, from Bradley Bourbonnais High School. He's have a nice, this is really his first season that he's been able to get significant snaps. And I know he's one of the harder workers on the team, too, at wideout. 4 wide receivers. Kaman Karan, slot right. He's the speedster of the group. No tight ends. 4 wideouts. Running back left hip of Tumulty. Haley's going to stay back to pass protect. He whiffs on his block. Tumulty's got to run. Rolling right. Fires on the run. Gavin! Oh, right in his hands, and he dropped it. It was a perfect pass. Floated right over the linebacker's head. DeJuan Gavin had a chance at it, but couldn't pull it in. Would have been a first down by 10 yards, but instead, 4th down, and Madey's going to have to come on to punt it for the first time this afternoon.
And that's one of the things why you see different running backs coming in, and that's a missed block on Haley. It's that caused Sam to have to run out of the pocket and make a throw off balance here. That's why you're going to see different running backs coming in. Some are better running the ball, some are better at blocking, equally as important in the game.
Yeah, Keenan tried to submarine block on that one, but the receiver just jumped right over him. Sam still almost made the play with his arm, but 4th down, good snap back to Brian. A beauty. Fair catch
Great
called
punt.
for at the 14 and made. Beautiful punt by Madey. Puts him inside the 15-yard line. You talked about how important Brian's leg was going to be today. Punting, kicking. Yeah, that was a good punt. It seems like he's a streaky kicker, too. If his first punt comes off the side of his foot and goes out of bounds for 15 yards, I feel like the rest of the day is going to be long. But if his first punt comes off like that, I think he's going to be a weapon today.
Sure. Well, you only get so many opportunities per game, and it can really get in your head because you go out there, you make a bad kick, you're off on the sideline, and now you're thinking about that until the next time that you're up when it might be, 10, 15 minutes before you're back out on the field.
Absolutely.
He's doing a real nice job today. Special teams are looking good.
Snap back to Cameron Crouch. He's going to keep it on the ground. Hand off and hit hard. I believe it was T.J. Neal getting in the backfield again.
What a guy. What a good linebacker coming in, really filling the role. A guy who came in as a transfer, didn't play a whole lot his first season here, stuck to the weight room.
Who are we talking about?
T.J. Neal.
Yeah.
Came in, just really morphing into a really great linebacker for the Saints, making plays like that. That's something that you're seeing a lot more lately.
T.J. Neal, a Minnesota State Moorhead transfer. Know any more of those guys?
A couple of them.
Of course, you went out to Minnesota before coming back home to play for the Saints. Nice to have TJ here as well. Cameron Crouch, pump fakes, throws down the middle. That one's an easy interception. First one for Scott Tumulty. Returns up the sidelines, and it is Out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds at the 6-yard line as he was looking for the pylon. Second takeaway of the Saints, second interception, first for Scott Tumulty this year, which is almost unbelievable, but it's true.
Number one thing we talked about, keys of the game, special teams. Great punt. Put the offense back in a position that they don't want to be in. And number two, self-inflicted wounds, turnovers. That's Olivet's second interception that they've given up today. And it looks like the Saints have an opportunity, a real good opportunity to capitalize and put some points on the board here.
First and goal for the Saints with 3:21 to go here in the first half. Looking to make a statement, looking to get into that top 25.
Got to feel for Scotty, though. Saw him upset that he stepped out there. Don't worry, kid. There'll be more.
His younger brother is going to help him out, I think. Haley to the left hip of Sam. 3 wide outs, 2 right, 1 left. Sam's going to keep it on the ground. Power left. Haley's going to get out and make a nice block. Cuts it in up the numbers, but the pursuit is there from the Tigers defense to make the damage minimal. It's going to be first and goal now at the 5, maybe a 1-yard gain on the play, second down.
It's a good play by the Olivet defense. It's hard to defend against those outside runs. Nice job by the linebackers being able to stick it out, take the right angles, and make a stop.
Yep. Under 3 minutes to go. Clock ticking. Second and goal at the 5-yard line for the Saints after the Scott Tumulty pick. McLaren to the left. Haley to the right of Sam Tumulty. 2 wide receivers out there as well. Eldridge wide right. Hartsfield slot right. Snap to Sam. Option play, gives to Haley, but he got blown up for a loss of 3. Nice play made in the backfield. Is that 36 was the number? I believe, yeah. Braden Cook, the junior linebacker from Wheaton. Big play, probably one of the biggest plays on defense for the Tigers today. Makes it third down and goal back to the 9-yard line instead. Maybe that option play took a bit too long to pan out.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, especially when you have an option play, there's a lot of moving parts. The ball's being touched by multiple people. That's where you're going to see a lot of your fumbles and a lot of your, those kind of situations happen. And it looks like Sam might have taken a little bit too long to make a decision on whether to pull it or give it.
Yep. Under 2 minutes to go, clock winding. Third and goal from the 9. Low snap handle, play action, spinning right, throwing, has a man open. Gavin stumbles at the 3, powers his way in, touchdown Saints. DeJuan Gavin picks up his second touchdown of the season, and the lead is now 2 scores with the extra point coming up.
That's one of those bootlegs that we're talking about. The offensive line is showing inside zone to the left, so it's making all the linebackers and all the safeties expect run to the left side. Sam comes over and moves it to the right.
Madej on for the extra point. Snaps a little bit low, but handled nicely by Eric Maffey. Got the hold down. The kick is up and good. A little bit more adventurous than I'd like to see, but 21-7 nonetheless. Saints lead it with 1:41 to go. The Saints did start the game with the ball, I believe, so Olivet's going to start the second half. So nice to get a score here before we go into halftime.
Look out for a big response from Olivet here. 21-7. It's not something we're necessarily expecting coming into this game, especially right before halftime. But Olivet's a good team. Don't count them out of this yet.
Yeah, their passing game is too potent. Brian Jenkins, Jalen Dunnigan, they're going to get open. They're going to make big plays. When it comes to yardage per catch, Olivet's in the top 10 in the country. I believe it's 15 or 16 per reception. It's pretty good. But you got to give credit to that Saints defense. The corners hanging with those receivers, the defensive line getting pressure, linebackers blitzing at opportune times and making plays. But now it becomes increasingly difficult for Olivet, too, because when you're down 2 scores, you're going to have to throw it, and you got Oshikai Ibukumi and the 80-inch wingspan of Pat Stroja coming at you.
Sure.
Kickoff is a deep one this time, giving the return game a chance for the Tigers. Up the right hash, they have them bottled up, and matter of just making the play here. They're going to do a little rugby scrum here out to the 32-yard line, and that's where the Tigers will take over. I'll tell you this, now, I'm not going to say there's animosity between the two teams, between the Saints and the Tigers, but being on the field before this game and hearing some how the Saints play, and speaking of which, here's the flag late, hearing how some of the Saints players were talking, getting emotionally ready for this game.
Sure.
I'll just say it's an important one, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I'll think for the Saints. To say that there's, hatred is not, that's not the Franciscan values that we look to portray here. But I will say that emotions were high before the game.
Well, it's the first big test that they have of the year. You know, it's the first enemy in your line to the goals that you've been working since the middle of the summer for.
Yeah.
All those hot July days that you were here from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. at night. It gets in your head. And you start to think about that stuff. What have you been working for? This is the first true test, before a string of hard, opponents that are going to be able to stick right with them here.
And I will say that I believe the players on all of these teams follow each other on social media. I would say they keep their finger on the pulse there. I think they know what each other are saying.
Sure.
5 defensive backs on the field here. First down and 10 at their own 38-yard line for Hutton, who's back in at quarterback. Nothing there. He's going to tuck it and run, take a big hit up the 45, but a nice pick of a 7 by David Hutton. And they're going to run the hurry-up offense here with 1:18 to go in the first half and counting. They're at their own 46, they put it at. 4 wide receivers. Snap back to Hutton, rolling right, looking for the quick pass. It is caught, but great open field tackle made by Angel Mata. Only a yard there. 3rd down and 1, and a timeout called by Eric Heyman and company for Olivet Nazarene. Let's talk a little bit about this guy leading this Olivet football team for 7 years now. Won the MSFA Midwest League title 2 years ago in that spring 2020 year when they went 8-0. He played at Taylor and was an assistant out at Trinity International before he took his first head coaching job out at Greenville College, which is here in Illinois. Then on to Malone before he finally made his way here to Bourbonnais to take over a Tiger program back in 2016. 8-0 during that spring season to win the conference. It was the best record that Olivet Nazarene has ever had. He won the Coach of the Year that year. Only one losing season for Coach Heyman since he's been here at Olivet Nazarene. That was his first year when he went 4-7. Ever since then, it's been winning records here at Olivet Nazarene.
Yeah, what a job he's done
Great job.
To come into a program that's, middle of the league every year and really turning around and put something together where you're going out and winning football games every year. It's a great job.
They got expectations here at this school that maybe some others don't, and for him to recruit the players that he does is pretty impressive.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Here we go. 3rd down and 1 for David Hutton in this Tiger offense. 5 wide receivers, empty backfield. Let's see if the defense can get to him. They're going to rush 3. Quick pass. It is caught behind the line to gain, but nice second effort inside Saint territory and a first down for the Tigers. Out to Jalen Dunnigan for the first down.
Well, that's a name we were keying in before. He's going to have to make those plays for Olivet today.
They're going with pace. First down for the Tigers. The pocket collapses, rolls out to the right. Nobody open downfield. Hutton is just going to have to reach out, and here comes the late hit flags. That one's a tough one. But, yeah, probably the right call. And now that's going to give them free field position here, too.
Yeah. Number 45, Mike Whitney. One of the biggest things as a linebacker is you're constantly conflicted. You have coverage. You have to cover the quarterback and cover a receiver. They're doing a really good job of exploiting, those conflicted linebackers right now. On any given play, you're always going to have one conflicted linebacker. And on offense, it's the offensive coordinator's job to figure out who it is.
Penalty puts the ball at the 25-yard line of the Saints with 42 seconds to go. Olivet will have the ball to start the second half, and they're looking to tack on a touchdown here late in the first. 3 down linemen, 5 linebackers for the Saints. First down at the 21. Here's Hutton to throw. Goes to his receiver out of the backfield, Eric Leak. He'll fall forward inside the 20. He picks up 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. And here come the Tigers going with pace. No huddle. Not that anyone huddles again anyway. 4 wide receivers. Hutton takes the snap. Looking right. Nothing there. Pocket collapses. Checks it down. It is a first down for the Tigers. Nice tackle at the 10 by the Saints D. Everyone up and running back to the line of scrimmage here with 16 seconds left. The clock will stop to move the chains. Oh, we have a timeout on the field. Timeout is called by the Tigers. It'll be first down and goal at the 10-yard line for Olivet with 16 seconds to go. How important is this?
This is one of those moments that can put Olivet right back into a game right before halftime. It looks like the middle linebackers, Michael Whitney and Logan Johnson, are having a little bit of communication issues right now. One of those linebackers is always going to be responsible for the quarterback. The other one's always going to be responsible for coverage. It seems like they might be both doing the same job, not knowing exactly who's responsible on what play, and Olivet's really picking that apart right now.
Yep.
This time out, get your breath together, get a drink of water, figure stuff out. And 16 seconds left here before halftime. Let's keep up 2 scores.
Seems like the only success the Tigers have had offensively has been the short intermediate passing game, which kind of works to their favor here at this part of the field.
Sure.
We'll see what they do here. I believe it's the first and goal situation they've had today. First and goal at the 10-yard line here for the Tigers. Here we go, 16 seconds to go. 4 wide receivers leak in to protect Hutton. Takes the snap, looking into the flat right. Tackle made at the 5. Nice play made, but it's going to be first and goal at the 4-yard line. I say he reached for the extra yard. Terrence Nicholson makes the play. He's got over 40 tackles this season. Another timeout called. 6 seconds came off the clock. It's going to be second and goal from the 4 with 10 seconds to go.
Well, you think from an outside perspective looking in, you think you're inside the red zone, you're 15 yards are in here. It's a lot harder to call plays and make plays when you don't have as much field, to work with. Olivet's been doing really well with these short passes. I don't think it's going to work here in these tight situations. The defense is a lot closer. There's not as much room to cover. It's going to be one of those things where I expect them to run the ball or do some sort of screen or something that they're not expecting, but I don't think that the short pass game is going to work here.
Yeah, it only works when the deep route is something you have to worry about.
Exactly.
Right? Mm-hmm.
You got Scotty and Angel spread out covering guys, and it's easier to with more room to go and make these routes and make these catches. So
a little bit more difficult when you pack it up and pack it in. Let us begin. Second down and goal from the 4-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Ryan Jenkins left, Dunnigan right, stacked up with another. Motion from right to left. Hutton looking, quick pass to the outside, nearly intercepted by Angel Mata. Just like you said, Derek, it is tough to run the short and intermediate routes, and Angel Mata jumped that one and nearly had it. Incomplete. Third down and goal from the 4. 3 seconds came off the clock. 7 seconds to go.
Right here, it's going to be really important for the Saints to not make any mistakes on defense with their coverage. I couldn't catch the number, but it looks like they had a receiver on the backside of the end zone who might have been scraping free. Got to make sure we tighten up here. 7 seconds left. Third down.
Here we
expect the same kind of plays here.
3 receivers right. 1 left. That's Brian Jenkins, one-on-one with Mata, and a timeout
Good
called.
call.
I think, I don't know if you want one-on-one in that situation. A timeout called by the Saints. What did you see? Why do you think that's a good call? Angel Mata looked like he was calling for help.
Yeah. So in these short, exactly what we're talking about. When you have more defenders, it's easier for people to come in and make plays and get contact on some guy. A receiver's job is to get 1 or 2 steps ahead of a defender in these short distances, inside the 5-yard line. You're going to want some sort of zone coverage, some sort of man-zone combination coverage. It looks like they're in a zone coverage over on the right side, communicating on who had who. Angel's man on there. I'm going to expect them to put Angel head up on that outside receiver. I expect Olivet to come out in the same formation, but have his safety drifted over on that right side so he can help with the overdrags.
St. Francis right now, when you look at the national view, is receiving votes for the first time since the preseason. St. Francis was ranked in the top 25 coming into the year, but a tough couple of games to start the year against. It was St. Francis, Indiana first, then Marion fell to those 2 quality programs, so they knocked them out of the top 25, and ever since then they've been fighting to get their way back, and they finally have, at least receiving some votes. Olivet Nazarene also was ranked preseason top 25. But they are not at the moment. But here we go. 2 wide receivers right, 2 left here for Hutton. 7 seconds to go. It's third and goal at the 4. Same play, motion from right to left. Hutton looking quickly left into the end zone, and it is caught. What a catch. Touchdown, Tigers, and it goes to number 15, Brian Jenkins, for his 9th touchdown of the season.
It's a good play call by the offense.
21-13 with an extra point coming up. Yeah, it was the same play.
Yeah. Looks like that, the St. Francis took a timeout, went over and did exactly what we were talking about, put an extra defender over there. They just couldn't cover that overdrag.
Yep. Mahuka on for the extra point. and it is good. It is a one-score game. Again, 21-14 with 3 seconds to go. That is, you got to feel good as a Tiger, too. Coming down the field, scoring a touchdown, and you're going to get the ball again when the second half comes up. That is a huge one for Olivet.
Expect a lot of adjustments to be made on both ends.
Yep.
Defense in particular, offenses on both sides are going to be doing. They're going to tell their players go out and execute, do the same things.
Mm-hmm.
Defense is going to go. They're going to get this corrected. And hopefully we can stop those short passes and get our offense the ball back.
David Hunton knew exactly where he was going with that football before the ball was even snapped. And we got to give credit, I believe it was Jalen Cooper who fought for that ball. It was Cooper and Jenkins who both met at that football, but Jenkins just a little bit tougher, able to take it away for a touchdown. That was not an easy catch by Brian Jenkins because Jalen Cooper was right there. He just made a heck of a catch.
Well, when you got two good teams, you're bound to see some good plays by some good players.
And that's true. That was a good one by Brian Jenkins. Phenomenal receiver that they've had here for a while. Junior out of Lafayette, Indiana. Over 750 yards, now 9 touchdowns. His 104 yards per game is top 10 in the country. His 24 yards per catch is the second best in the country. He's a go-to guy, is what I'm trying to say. The kickoff, squib kick. Take a nice big hop right into the hands of Scott Tumblety, trying to set up a bit of a return here. We are at halftime. As soon as this play comes to a close, Scott Tumblety still looking for a little bit of room. Now circles back to the left. Wrapped up, and down he goes. He tried to find some sort of seam to make a play, but taken down at the 40-yard line, and that brings us to the end of half number 1. We're going to take a bit of a breather here in Bourbonnais. We got ourselves a ball game. Who wants to win the MSFA Midwest? Because you got to win today if you want a shot. It's 21-14 Saints on top here on the road on the USF Sports TV Network.
Let's give a big hand for this year's Tiger Marching Band Senior. Drum major, is the band ready? Here they are, your Tiger Marching Band.
Welcome back here to Bourbonnais. It's halftime. 21-14, the Saints on top. And as we dissect the numbers here a little bit, Derek, a couple of things pop out. And we'll get to that in just a second. Just some totals. St. Francis, 128 total yards. 177 total yards, 128 on the ground, 49 through the air. For Olivet Nazarene, a bit more balanced, 169 total yards, 89 through the air, and 80 on the ground. Sam Tumblety has 49 yards on the ground for one touchdown. I'm sorry, I'll repeat myself again there. 5 for 10 passing for 49 yards and one touchdown pass. That was to Dewan Gavin. On the ground, Sam Tumblety, 15 rushes for 64 yards for University of St. Francis. 2 turnovers as well, I should say takeaways for St. Francis. Scott Tumblety and Nick Mabudis, each with a pick today. But as you dive a little deeper, what numbers are jumping out at you?
Well, the first thing that I look at is the time of possession. That means how long the offense is having the ball and compared to the game. And St. Francis is almost doubled. They're at 19 minutes and 29 seconds compared to Olivet's 10 minutes and 31 seconds. What that's
incredible.
telling us is that the offense is moving the ball and they're getting first downs and they're taking their time with it. And the score is showing that. 21-14 going into the second half. That's a really, really, really good stat that shows kind of where the game is going.
Keeps your defense fresh, too. Yeah.
Exactly. The defense off the field, giving them fresh legs, able to go out there and make plays and get the ball back for you. The other thing that we've talked about, things that we talked about before the games, those things that are going to shoot yourself in the foot. Olivet's got 2 interceptions that both resulted in a touchdown. You know, those are big, and those might be the things that, you know, sway this game one way or another. Other than that, no fumbles, no turnovers by the St. Francis Saints so far. And those are just really, really good stats going into the second half of this game. I'm excited to see how they finish it, and I hope they can finish out and pull out this dub, you know, and have a really good mindset going into next week, another tough opponent.
Yep, absolutely. We talked about those interceptions. Scott Tumblety's pick was returned 24 yards, which was just inside the 5, I believe, which ended up in that touchdown. And then Nick Mabutis, his return on his interception was 44 yards as well. So not only are they picking it up, but they're gaining a few yards after the interception.
Another stat that jumps out to me, every time the Saints have been in the red zone, they've scored. They've been in the red zone 3 times today. They've come up with points all 3 times, compared to Olivet being down there twice and scoring once. Again, it's one of those things that it's interesting to see how these stats correlate and how the game will finish out.
That means, talking about red zone offense, 3 more touchdowns from the red zone. They are 22 of 29 touchdown percentage inside the red zone this season. They are above 73. They're above 75% now, which is, again, is top 10 in the country. When it comes to getting inside the 20 and finishing in the painted area, they're one of the best to do it.
Punting only 1 time that half. Mayday's a really good punt. Shows that the offense is, again, that time of possession stat, Nick, that's such a big
I love that.
one.
That was great job bringing that up. That's key. I love having the defense off the field as much as possible, for sure.
So one of the things at St. Francis that goes off of all these stats are really nice, and they're you're able to kind of dissect them. But one of the things that St. Francis go off of is our plus system. So we've got 3 touchdowns right now, and we have no turnovers, which means we're +3 for the day. The offense firmly believes that if we are +5, we're going to win the football game. We score 2 more times. We don't give up any turnovers. I'd say we got a pretty good chance of doing that.
Yes, sir.
I hope that made sense to you.
No, absolutely. I love the insight and into the inner workings of the program and some of the philosophy. All we get from Coach Curry is we want to go 1-0.
Oh yeah,
that's all we hear from Coach Curry. Want to go 1-0. What we never get is we want to go +5 touchdown to turnover. Right. You never get to hear that. Yeah. So I love that. Here we go. Start of the second half. I thought Olivet was getting the ball. I was wrong. St. Francis will start things off. Scott Tumulty, the return, making one-man miss at the 21, spin around at the 25, put down at the 28-yard line. A nice return by Scott Tumulty. That whole drama about scoring before halftime, we got to get that right. St. Francis starting with the football.
I'll be interested to see what corrections and changes that the defense of Olivet has come out with. I expect them to stay in the same kind of defense that we saw in the first half. Again, St. Francis has got to go out there and execute, and Olivet's going to do their darndest to make sure that they don't do that.
Yep. Sorry about the wind as we broadcast with our open window here. Too nice of a day to have the windows closed. First down and 10 for Sam Tumulty and company. 2 wide receivers off to the right as we get the first play of the second half. It's going to be a play action. Keeper for Sam. Gain of 1. No room on the inside for the quarterback for St. Francis. Second down and 9.
Anytime you see an offensive lineman getting up at the same spot as where the ball carrier went down, that shows you that that's not a great thing. Number 66, Logan Miller, right guard, first year getting the start out there.
Sophomore out of Romeoville. Second and 9 here for Sam Tumulty. 4 wide receivers. Dezion Jordan is alone to the left. 3 wide receivers off to the right. Single safety deep. Sam's going to try to run it inside again, and again you're going to have another offensive lineman getting up where the ball went down. That's a loss of 1. So third down coming up. Pretty good defensive stand so far here out of the halftime locker room for Olivet.
It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, there's a pass coming here. It'll be interesting to see kind of what they come out and what routes they run. I don't expect them to change a lot of what they're doing.
Same formation, 3 wideouts right, 1 left. Keenan Haley to the right of Sam Tumulty. Corner will drop back off of Dezion Jordan. He's going to look Dezion's way. Nothing there. Anything in the middle? Nope. Sam looking. Nothing there. He's going to have to try to run it just to kind of pick up a few yards. Oh, but a horse collar, I believe, is going to come. The flag comes out at the end.
So many
is that what
referees,
you saw?
100%. So many referees are not going to call that anymore. I played for 4 years, and I saw it maybe 1 time, and it's happened so often.
I don't remember the last time we called a horse collar penalty.
So happy to see a flag thrown on that one.
Let's get the official call from our referee on the field. Yep, it was a 4-yard carry, and they're going to add 15. So a gifted first down for St. Francis. Trick or treat?
We choose treat.
Yeah, that's a treat, all right. New set of downs for St. Francis when they should be punting here. Put a circle on that play because if they go down and score, Keenan Haley on the run. He breaks through into the second level, and he picks up 9, maybe 10. No, they'll give him 9.5. Second down and a foot to go here for St. Francis after the Keenan Haley run. They went 3 plays, inside run, Nothing doing there on the first set of downs, and the first play here on the second, Keenan Haley bust one.
It's all about timing. And, again, I look for them to keep continuing with that kind of play calling here, those inside runs. They're going to work. Not everyone's going to be a 60-yard touchdown.
First down. They did give him the first down. Sam Tumulty handed off Haley. Same play. And this time it was Dan McLaren. And he picks up 8 up to the Tiger 35. I love the mix of running backs they can bring in here, too. Keenan Haley's really their top running back. I wouldn't say their top runner. That'd be Sam. But Keenan Haley leads the running backs. Dan McLaren's come in, give him some good minutes. And even, Zillinger and James Williams from time to time will get some carries.
Number 9 playing on the inside.
That's Liam Eldridge, right slot. Here's 2nd down and 4. Handoff Haley, inside run. Again up to the safeties. Again a first down to the 25. Looks like they found something inside, right to the left of the center, huh?
This is 4 inside zone plays where they're handing the ball off. I expect Sam to pull one of these and go for a lot of yards here. I've seen this way too many times.
Yeah. Derek Wentworth joining us in the booth for the first time. Longtime offensive lineman here for the Saints, and now giving us a bit of insight here as the offense sets up on first down inside the 25-yard line. Handoff. Didn't pull it back that time. Dan McLaren gets the punishment at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. No gain there from Dan. Nice runner, a sophomore out of Eisenhower, Blue Island.
What a quarterback's looking at in this kind of play that they're running so often, they're looking at the last guy on the defensive line of scrimmage. So they're looking at number 9 here, number 93, I believe. So they're looking at them to see if they're playing inside or outside, whether to hand the ball off or to take it themselves and run.
So 93 is the right defensive end. We'll see how that goes. Different formation this time, 2 running backs, 1 on each side. Sam's going to keep it this time, but no room to go outside. That edge was sealed off, and he's going to go backward for a yard. Well defended by the Tigers. Give credit to one of that defensive end and linebacker, Josh Meiser, junior out of Hastings, Minnesota. And now it's 3rd down and 11, 3rd and long. We haven't seen that situation too often here for the Saints. St. Francis 7 for 10 on 3rd downs, but this will be the longest one of the day. 3 wide receivers, 2 right, 1 left. Dan Getch, tight end left. Haley on the right hip of Tumulty. 3rd down. Play action. Puts it back. Throws it across the middle. Come on, Curran! Goes up to get it, but a well-timed hit at the end of the play knocks the ball loose out of the hands of Curran. That was just a heck of a play by the corner and safety for Olivet Nazarene. Incomplete. 4th down.
I think we're going to get to see our friend on special teams
here. Yes, sir. Ryan Maday / Mayday. He is 3 for 4 on field goals. This one will line up for a 44-yard attempt. Left hash, ball or the wind blowing left to right. Good snap. Maffey gets the hold down. Kick has the leg. Is it through? It is not. Wide left. Missing just for the 2nd time. Actually, that's the first time that Brian has missed this season. The first time he missed, it was blocked. That goes down as a missed field goal, but that was blocked. That was the first time he's actually missed a kick this season.
You'd like to see St. Francis come away with some points here, but there's always a lot of positive things that you see on there. You see that we're moving the ball well. The offensive line's getting to that 2nd level of the interior linebackers. Again, it's all about just waiting for that moment to pop one off and, go 60 or 70 yards for a touchdown. What's going to be big right now is this defense coming in here, 3 and out, getting that stop, getting our offense back on the field.
And they should have pretty fresh legs. They've only been on the field for 10 minutes. David Hutton back at quarterback for the Tigers. 4 wide receivers, but they're going to keep it on the ground to Evan Leake with some nice blocking out ahead of him. He'll pick up 10 and a first down for the Tigers on the first play. Ball up to the 36-yard line. Just underway here in quarter number 3. Nick and Derek with you here at Bourbonnais Ward Field on the campus of Olivet Nazarene. Former home of the Chicago Bears training camp, or current home of the, well, I guess they do it now. I think up with Deerfield, but they used to have it down here.
Oh, yeah.
First down for the Tigers after the 10-yard run from Leake. He scored one of their touchdowns, a 40-yard run. He'll get another carry here. Inside run, but he's wrapped up right away. I believe it was Cam Holman. Yep. Cam Holman, the sophomore out of Wilmington, picks up the tackle. It's a gain of 3, though, on the run from Leake. He'll take a seat. Back into the game comes Arthur Walker, their backup runner. So 2nd down and 7 with David Hutton back there. I think they're going to go for a longer throw.
We'll have to see here.
St. Francis filling the box with a couple linebackers, but they're only going to rush 3. Michael Johnson trying to get in there. Looked like there could have been a hold. He will go long. He will complete it for a big first down into Saint territory up to the 33-yard line. About a 30-yard pickup out to number 15, Brian Jenkins again. Jenkins has been their biggest threat in the pass game, and he made him pay again. I thought Michael Johnson got held on that play too. But a first down nonetheless inside the 35 for the Tigers now. Looking to tie this game with 9:20 left to go. Walker, the right side of Hutton. They're going to keep it on the ground. Runs over a linebacker at the 30-yard line, and they pick up a 4 on the play. Arthur Walker, the freshman from Florida.
Yeah, that's something I'd like to see a little bit more. That this defensive line for us has been so dominant all year on being able to get to the quarterback and keeping the quarterback on their toes. And it seems like today it hasn't been like that.
Nope.
That's props to a good offensive line.
They got a good offensive line, no doubt about it. Got some big boys up there, 270, 315, 295, 320 on the left side, and 275. So pretty talented offensive line keeping the quarterbacks upright for the Tigers. Walker will shift to the right side of Hutton. 3 wide receivers and a tight end. They're going to keep it. Hutton rolling right, throwing, looking into the end zone, and it is caught, but out of bounds. Oh, it was close at the boundary. Jalen Dunnigan went up to get it over Angel Mata, came down with the catch, but did not come down in the end zone. Oh, my goodness.
Great play by Angel. Hips are on the inside the entire time, making the receiver force to the outside, and he's not able to come away with the ball.
Got a little worried when he didn't turn his head to look for the football, but he knew where he was on the field.
Yeah, that's a textbook play by Angel Mata. Really good corner. No doubt a candidate for all conference this year.
Yeah.
Great player, great play.
Angel Mata with his 5 interceptions leads the team and second most in the country for individual defensive players. 5 picks. He almost had one earlier today. 3rd down and 6 here for the Tigers. Big play, and a flag comes in behind the defense. We have a delay of game. Wow, it turns a 3rd and 6 and now a 3rd and 11. That's a significant penalty.
Bringing in the pass rushers for the Saints.
Relatively clean game, too. Just the 5th penalty in the game combined, 3rd on Olivet Nazarene. So 3rd and 6 now to 3rd and 11. Yeah, the pass rushers are in. Oshikaya Bakumi, who a great pass rusher, has been making quarterbacks move. He hasn't taken down as many as he'd like, but he's definitely putting the pressure on. He's on the right side of the defense here on 3rd and 6. Here's Hutton. Here comes the pressure inside. Now he gets to him. Ball's on the ground. Olivet jumps on it, but it's going to be 4th down. Just as we talked about number 3, Oshikaya Bakumi forces the fumble, and a punt unit has to come on for Olivet, you would think.
Oshikai is so good at getting to the edge and turning in where the quarterback's at. It's exactly what you want from your pass rushers.
Olivet is going to keep the offense on the field here after the loss. It's going to be 4th down and 14 at the Saint 38-yard line, kind of in between. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. Hutton will be on the field. They average about this many yards per catch. The defensive backs will go to the line to gain. Hutton in trouble, hit, and down he goes. A sack and a turnover. Oshikai is there, along with Logan Johnson, and what seems like the rest of the defense. An unbelievable defensive stand. Turns the ball over and gives it back to Sam Tumulty in the offense.
When you need plays to be made, you let your players make the plays. Oshikai Bakumi, fantastic pass rusher. He has been since he's been here. Since I played with him, he was one of the toughest guys to block. He gets in there, gets pressure on the quarterback 2 plays in a row. It's got to be devastating to an offensive lineman, letting his quarterback get hit 2 plays in a row.
Unbelievable. They needed quarterback pressure, and they got to David Hutton twice in a row. Let's see if the Saints can take advantage of a short field here, starting at their own 45. Inside run again to Haley. He'll break another 5-yard run off up to the midfield stripe, 2nd down and 5.
Offensive line starting to get into a groove, starting to get their blocks going.
Yep.
Much different game than we saw in the first half. Every time corrections are made and adjustments are made, and just it feels like a completely different game already.
21 sacks on the season for St. Francis. Oshikai got his first on that last one. Another run. Sam tried to bounce it outside, but they had eyes on him the entire time. He leaps for about a yard He had to get to the boundary, only able to get about a yard. And whenever your quarterback goes airborne like that, you hold your breath a little bit. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. A very dangerous yard gained for Sam Tumulty. 7 minutes to go here in the third. The intensity from the first half has certainly come into our third quarter here. What a game. Jason Hartsfield, Dezion Jordan will go wide right. Double tight end left. Haley will go to his left. Here on 3rd down and 4. Olivet defensive line digs in. They will play action. Throwing, lobs it for Gavin. He has the catch and a 1st down. And more. Up past the 25, inside the 20, down to the 15. 1st down, Saints.
Inside the red zone, the Saints are 3 for 3 from the red zone today. Let's see if they can make it 4 for 4.
40 yards on the screen play to the tight end. We have a Tiger down. They're going to stop play with 6.5 to go. DeJuan Gavin's biggest catch of the game.
St. Francis doing a really, really good job on that play. Offensive line, it's so important to sell the run on that play. And the defensive line and the linebackers, they need to know that it looks like a run, and that's exactly what happened. It's all about taking those steps forward.
Yep. I thought Sam was taking it.
Quarterback fakes the handoff, goes and rolls out, and catches DeJuan Gavin for a fantastic catch and an even better carry up the field.
See, now you're throwing another curveball at me. You say DeJuan. I've been saying DeJuan Gavin since he was at Providence Catholic when I was doing high school games. Is that right? I'm going with what I know until someone tells me otherwise. We're Tiger finally getting up off the ground here and making his way back off to the sidelines under his own power. Thankfully, that was the cornerback, Gerard Blackman, who's had a great game so far. And if that defense goes without that cornerback, that's going to be a significant loss for the Tiger D.
Injuries are never fun. They never are. You feel for them on both sides, but in a situation where you've got a good player that's not in the play, expect St. Francis to try and take a shot.
DeJuan Gavin goes for 34 yards on the play. 4th play of the drive coming up for St. Francis. 6:18 left to go, third quarter. They hold on to a 1-touchdown lead. 2 receivers left, 2 running backs. Haley on the sweep, needs some help, got a nice block, looking for the edge, cuts it up the numbers near the 5-yard line, and he picks up, we'll give him 9. 2nd down and 1 coming up at the 6-yard line for the Saints, moving the football on the ground.
You're going to see on that play, right guard, number 66, Logan Miller. He's going to pull out to the left side. He's responsible for the inside linebacker that's going to flow over as the motion comes across. That gives Sam and the running back an option to either continue going outside or come up behind the bowler. Really nice job by Logan.
2 running backs on each side here of Tumulty. He's going to keep it, looking inside for a bit of room, but he's wrapped up by one of the big boys, but it should be enough for a 1st down. New set of downs here at the 4-yard line for the Saints. Another 1st down for St. Francis, looking to keep that incredible touchdown percentage from the red zone intact. They are 22 of 29 scoring touchdowns in the red zone this year. 3 for 3 today, I believe. I think each one of their scores have come from inside the 20.
Correct.
Double tight end left here for St. Francis. They give it on the ground. Haley puts his foot in the ground, cuts left. He's at the 1-yard line before he's taken down.
Expect to hurry up here.
Oh, we got an offensive lineman. Looks like he's down for St. Francis, getting up a bit slow here. So it's going to slow down that pace offense for St. Francis like you were talking about. Well, back to the line they go. He's not going out of the game. It's 2nd down and goal here from the 1-yard line. Shotgun here for Tumulty. 2 wideouts right, double tight end left. Haley left hip with Sam. They hand it off to Haley. Dives in. Is he in? He is. Touchdown. Touchdown Saints. 27-14 with 4:30 to go. Another Keenan Haley touchdown, his first 2-touchdown game of the year.
That's inside zone right, exactly how the offensive line is supposed to draw it up, and that's how they blocked it. Everyone gets on their guy and it lets the running back push the front side, wait until the linebackers overcompensate, and then cut it back exactly where he did.
And again, the defense turns to offense, and the offense finishes the job. Low snap held by Maffey, though. Bryant's kick is good. 4.5 minutes to go here in the third, and the Saints offense is rolling. Can't say enough about how the defense has stepped up. They gave up some big plays in that last Tiger drive, but then they got him in 3rd and long situation. And 2 plays in a row, they got to the quarterback. Oshikai forced a fumble, which turned it over on downs, and then a short field was taken advantage of by the offense for a touchdown. The drive goes 7 plays for 55 yards. It took about 3 minutes and 27 seconds, or 17 seconds.
4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 28-14, feeling good right here. This is going to be one of those pinnacle times where a score or a stop here is going to be huge.
And more to your point from halftime about time of possession, it remains significant in the favor of the Saints. 27-13, 27 minutes to 13 minutes. Kickoff out to the 15. Here's the return by the Tigers. Going up the right numbers, taken down at the 40-yard line-ish before a pile of humanity stops the return.
It's a good return for Olivet. That'll be good field position here.
Yep.
Saints will have to respond well.
Kicking into, it feels a bit windy here coming into our window, so that would mean the wind is blowing east to west. As then now the flag off to the south side of the field starts to blow.
Number 8, Angel Mata. Been St. Francis's kind of go-to corner all year, putting them against their number 1 receivers on offense. See if he can come up big here.
5 interceptions, second most in the NAIA. There are 3 players with 6 as the first play is on the ground, but goes nowhere for the Tigers. 2nd down and 10. David Hutton still the quarterback for the Tigers. He was hurt in the first drive of the first game of the year for the Tigers. Cameron Crouch, their backup, came in, and he'd be a starter in most other programs. But then David Hutton came back. His first game back after that injury was last week, where he played part of the game, and now getting most of the snaps. Not all of them, but most of them here. Play action, they get to him again, and down he goes. Another sack. T.J. Neal unblocked again, made him pay. David Hutton took another shot from T.J. Neal. Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's just a really, really good play call by defensive coordinator Thomas Miller. Assistant coach of the year last year, leading the defense for the Saints. Did a really nice job for him last year. Good play call there. Saints are putting them in a position for 3rd and a mile.
I'm not sure if that's going to go down. I believe that was a sack. They were trying to throw it on the play. So if you give him a sack, that's 10 tackles for a loss, and now 5 sacks for T.J. Neal. Leads the team in tackles behind the line of scrimmage now in double digits. 3rd down and 15. Hutton in some trouble again. Tucks it and goes. Oh, I'm sorry. Cameron Crouch into the game up to the 48-yard line. That's a heck of a – I should have known by the way he was running. Cameron Crouch makes up almost all of the yardage, brings up 4th down and 2. Good assist there, sir. Thank you. You never know when they're going to throw the other quarterback in there. Cameron Crouch, a little more capable runner. Big body, too, for number 9. Crouch at 6'1", 220. I thought it would be 4th and 2. They marked it at the 48. So 4th down and 3 here for Olivet Nazarene. Crouch now, the quarterback, has 3 wide receivers. Hand off to Leak. Nope, Crouch is going to keep it. He's hit at the line, but the big quarterback falls forward for a 1st down. What a play. He was hit at the line of scrimmage, but Crouch was able to fight for 3 and move the chains to keep the drive alive for the Tigers. That's a big play by a big quarterback.
And that's a good play after getting hit at the line of scrimmage, being able to muster up and
toughen
up and get him through.
Thought they had him.
The hurry-up offense going here.
Just on the other side of the 50 here for the Tigers. The defense coming down. They knew it was going to Evan Leak. He gets the toss, hit at the line, on his feet again, fights for 3, 4, almost 5. They're trying to rip the ball out there at the 45-yard line, but Evan Leak holds on for the 4-yard gain, a tough 4 yards for Evan Leak, their sophomore out of Mount Vernon High School.
28-14, less than 2 minutes in the third quarter, heading into the fourth quarter. I want to see the Saints defense not worrying so much about turnovers and more about just gang tackling and wrapping up and getting them down and not giving up 2 or 3 extra yards. They're in a position where, one stop and a turnover is huge.
2nd and 6 for the Tigers at the Saint 45. There's the snap back to Crouch. Play action, pulls it back, throws to the boundary, has a man, but he can't make the catch. It is incomplete. Straight drop by Gravenberg. It may have been thrown a little bit to his opposite side. He had to turn his body a little bit and unable to come up with it. Brings up 3rd down. He was open, right? In between.
I think that's one of those prime examples of what we're talking about with the quarterback changes. David Hutton's been on it all day. And number 9, Cameron Crouch coming in. I think that's a pass that Hutton makes,
Yeah, the receiver wanted that to his outside shoulder, but Crouch threw it on a little bit on the inside and made the receiver turn and unable to locate that ball. So brings up 3rd down and a long 5 here for the Tigers. Snap back to Crouch. Look to throw, tucks it back. Quarterback draw. Here comes the linebackers. They get him around the ankles. He will be shy of the first. It's going to be 4th down and 3 again for the Tigers.
Expect the offense to stay on the field.
Oh, yeah. They're not going anywhere. Olivet 2 for 3 on 4th downs.
At this point, I think I'd like to see the pass rushers come in. I really think 4th and 3. I don't think they're running the ball here.
Olivet Nazarene, not great on 3rd down this year, only 30%, but they are nearly 50% on 4th downs. So when they decide to go for it, they're usually pretty confident. 4th and 3 here for the Tigers at the 42 of the Saints. It'll be a pistol. Walker, the tailback. Crouch, hands off to Walker, puts his head down, and he's going to be close. I don't think he made it. Judging by where the referee and the officials are coming in, it is going to be a turnover on downs. The Saints defense holds. By the looks of it right now, we'll see if they decide to bring out the change because the offense for Olivet is slow to come off. But now they will. The decision has been made by the white hat. Turnover on downs. Huge tackling by the linebacker core for the Saints.
Well, Nick, I think if we're in a different division with a little bit more fiscal value to it, you might see a red challenge flag thrown on that one.
I thought he had. I thought it was a good spot, but maybe I'm being a little bit of a homer here. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, quick side story. Going to Sacramento State my freshman year. We go out and we play a Division I team. And we get out there, and they stop us. We're about to go. It's a turnover. And they're, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a TV timeout.
Yeah, they have all the infrastructure for challenges and replay and all that. Yeah, it was a fun experience. All right, Sam Tumulty in the offense takes over, and there comes the delay of game flag. And the offense has their palms to the sky like, where'd our time go? I think a lot of it got eaten up by the slow exchange of personnel. But you got to keep an eye on that. That's going to cost them 5 yards. St. Francis just their 3rd penalty for 25 yards. First down now back at their own 35. First play of the drive coming up for St. Francis. Play action. Sam wants to throw. Fires. Has Jordan downfield. It is caught at the 20. It's going to go for a touchdown. Touchdown, Saints. It goes 65 yards on a big play strike. Sam Tumulty shifting around the pocket, found Dezion Jordan open behind the defense, and the lead is extended 34-14. You want to talk about a lightning bolt. There it is.
Center Matt Knutson gets a little bit behind on that pass protection, but he does a good job at being able to keep him to the outside. Sam steps up, makes a great throw to Dezion Jordan, and now we're up 34-14, extra point to be tacked on.
We talked about Sam Tumulty, a running back who can throw. Well, you just saw his arm there. Launch that on a perfect ball. A perfect deep ball to Dezion Jordan. The extra point is good. In 35-14 with 8 seconds left to go in the third. 65-yard, one-play drive for the touchdown to Dezion Jordan. Dezion Jordan, the sophomore, now with 3 touchdowns, approaching 300 yards through the air. He had a couple of 5-catch games. He had a 5-catch, 100-yard game back against Trinity International, I believe, where he scored his first touchdown. The first-team all-conference receiver from Harlem High School, and really making a name for himself now with St. Francis. A big touchdown there, getting behind the defense, and Sam able to find him for 65 yards.
Brian Madej with the kickoff.
Teed it up here at the 35. From left to right, the kick. Return will be from the 5. Nice kick by Brian with the wind. Return back to the middle, now to the outside left numbers, and here come the Saints forcing him out of bounds. Careful, hitting him so late there at the boundary. No flags that time. That was awful close, though.
That's going to do it for the third quarter.
Fine, we got 35-14. Saints tack on a few more there in the third and keep Olivet off the scoreboard here in the third quarter. Take a bit of breather here. 35-14 as we go into the final stanza here in Bourbonnais on the USF Sports TV Network. Fourth quarter coming up, 35-14. We talked about penalties and shooting yourself in the foot, right? That drive that ended, I believe, with that touchdown, right? Did that drive end in a touchdown when the horse collar tackle was, or horse collar penalty was called?
That did not, no.
The last one did, yeah.
Correct, yes.
They got it back and ended with that 65-yard pass play, but Olivet has the football here. Check down on the crossing route. And up to the 45, make it 46-yard line. Looks to be a first down there for Brian Jenkins.
Yeah, that penalty's huge thinking about it. Tumulty gets that penalty. That gives us a first down. We unfortunately don't make a field goal there, but we put in that Olivet's offense in a worse position. Our defense makes a great stop, and we come out there and we make a huge, huge play to put up 7 on the board.
Jenkins now with 4 catches for 49 yards and a score for the Tigers. That was a 10-yard pickup. First down for the Tigers at their own 43. Here is Crouch, and they get home. Another sack for the Saints defense. Cam Holman and Michael Johnson. It's going to be a loss of about 6 or 7 yards on another sack by that Saints defensive line. They got their ears pinned back when they have a lead like this, 35-14, and you know they're going to pass it. That defensive line is a handful.
Michael Johnson went outside and ripped up inside, made a great play for the Saints.
7-yard loss on the Michael Johnson sack. It's the 4th sack of the game. 3rd time on Huttner, now Crouch into the game. He's got to roll away from pressure. He does get free, fires on the run, and that is picked off. Angel Mata gets his interception of the game. Return up to the 44-yard line, and another turnover takeaway by the Saints.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a morale killer. You can see the heads going down. St. Francis making great plays out there. Fantastic job by Angel Mata. That's why he has the stats that he does.
It is his 6th interception of the season, now the most in the entire country.
Wow.
The 3rd interception of the game for St. Francis. And there is a penalty at the end, an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called on St. Francis. I didn't quite see it, but I'm not terribly surprised. There were some excited players out there. One of them may have said something to one of the players there after the fact. What a play. Angel Mata. Hutton left that one hanging. And if it wasn't Mata, it probably would have been Tumulty.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Both of them were in the vicinity, able to make the play. Angel just stepped up, and Scotty was blocking inadvertently.
3 interceptions and 4 sacks for the Saints defense. And now the offense takes over at their own 40-yard line. And a heavy dose of Dan McLaren here. His best run of the year up past the 40 to the 35-yard line. 25-yard carry for Dan McLaren.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can feel the energy here in Ward Field.
Yeah.
You can feel the energy.
13:30 left to go in the game. St. Francis in control. And rolling here on offense. Put McLaren on his right hip. 2 wide receivers left. DeJuan Gavin, tight end right. It's going to be a quarterback run for Sam. Up to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 5. Sam Tumulty has a penchant for putting feet on throats at the end of the game.
When you get into this role that we're talking about, it's so easy to stack good play on good play, and it's so hard and it's so draining as a defense to just have these big plays scored on you for your offense to give up an interception like they did. It's so easy to snowball downwards when you're having these kinds of plays made on you so quickly and so effortlessly.
2nd down and 3, handoff for St. Francis, goes back to the running back up to the 25. I think it'll be about a foot shy of the first down. Ball carrier Dan McLaren again. McLaren, the sophomore out of Blue Island, 24 carries, 51 yards, and a touchdown coming into today. Doing a nice job spelling Keenan Haley, but Haley will come back on in a 2 running back set. What do you call that set? What do you call this?
This is going to be called a 2-back set, so you're going to have a quarterback and 2 running backs.
There might be a more fancy name than that for you guys. Bad snap, a bit muff. Sam's going to have to pick it up and just try to do something with his legs. Unable to do so. He'll be taken down back at the 33-yard line, a 3rd and 1. Turned into a 4th and 7. We might have to see Brian Madej for the 2nd time again, but I don't know. It's kind of.
I think they're going to keep the offense out on the field. Up 3 scores. At this point, it's all about clock management. They've done such a good job today about keeping that time of possession in our favor. They're going to take off every second that they possibly can to try to knock these Tigers out of this game for good.
They will take the clock down to about 11:35 or make 11:25 before they have to snap the ball. It is 4th down and 8.
Olivet likely not taking a timeout here to try to use them for situations later in the game.
They're going to call a timeout? Yeah, St. Francis is going to call a timeout here.
We'll likely see either another play on offense or expect Brian to come out there and try to kick a field goal.
If they want to kick a field goal here, the line of scrimmage is 33. You're talking about a 50-yarder with a pretty significant cross breeze. I don't like Brian in that situation. So if they are going to put Madej out there, I hope it's to punt, because I think he could put him inside the 10-yard line if he wanted to. Or they could run a play with the way the defense has been going. Letting Olivet start at their own 34-yard line doesn't seem like that terrible of a thing at the moment, but I would like to see a punt. Like I said, it's clock management, it's field position. If you can put them inside the 10-yard line, I would like that option.
Exactly. You think of it from a coaching standpoint. They're on the 35-yard line, 33-yard line. A punt that goes into the end zone or anything, you have to hit it between the 1 and the 25-yard line for it to be worth it with this punt. You kick it back, you're only giving them 8 yards. They might as well just run an offensive play here and see if they can.
That's an offensive lineman right there telling you how it is.
Looks like I'm wrong, though.
That's why you're with me, my friend, and not in the booth right next door. Oh, that's great.
I will say.
And that's the beautiful thing about football, too, because there's no wrong answers. Preference, right?
For sure.
I don't think that Olivet thinks they're going to kick it. Oh, they will. Oh, a whistle. Did they get the timeout in? Looked like the snap was made, but the whistle blew it dead. I don't know why.
A lot of shrugging shoulders and hands up to the sky.
I think they're announcing that the ball wasn't set before they snapped it. Like, well, wasn't it set? I snapped it. And now Coach Curry wants an explanation. Like, what's going on? Oh, so the referee's explaining to Coach he did not give the signal to start the play, which is this downward motion with the arm from the referee, and he said he did not do that. So even though the ball was ready to go, the referee did not blow the whistle to start the play. Okay, we'll do it again. Situation's 4th and 8. Brian Madej is going to kick it here. He's standing actually inside Tiger territory to punt this one. Angles it right, puts it high, might be a little deep here. It will. Yeah, he kicked it into the end zone. It was tipped out. I'm not sure how that. Yeah, they're going to call a touchback, but I think that was a good call. Scott Tumulty, I believe.
Yeah, Scott Tumulty on the touchback attempt.
He tried to jump in from the field into the end zone and knock that one back. but no such luck on the play. It wasn't Scott, actually. It was Liam Eldridge, or is it Hartsfield? It was somebody with a 9. Hartsfield, number 19. There we go. Now he finally turned his jersey so I can see him. A good attempt at keeping that ball in play, but no such luck, so the touchback will put him at the 20.
A packed house here at Ward Field today. St. Francis doing a nice job coming into an away game at someone else's homecoming and not letting those kind of external factors affect you. Because there's a lot going on. It's loud. There's a lot of people here who are rooting against you. They're doing a nice job at, kind of responding to the different adversities that they would see throughout the day.
Also diversity.
Yeah, diverse adversities.
First down for the Tigers. It's Cameron Couch. Pump faking left. Nothing right. Going to have to tuck it. Wrapped up by the defensive line. He will pick up 2 or 3. I'm sorry, that was some of the linebackers that got in to make the play. First one there was Mike Whitney. Second down and 7 coming up for the Tigers, and they want to move quick here with under 11 minutes to go in the game, chasing 35-14. Crouch will roll to the right, wants to throw on the run. Nothing doing, and has to throw it out of bounds. Great coverage downfield. Linebackers found their receivers. Corners did their job. 3rd down and 8 for the Tigers.
St. Francis defense looking really, really good right now. Playing a little bit more conservatively, letting them get a couple yards compared to giving up the big long balls that we've seen Olivet do so well in executing. And all those, different kinds of big plays are going to be the things that can put them back into this game, especially with 11 minutes left to go.
Olivet just 3 for 9 on 3rd down. 3rd down and 7. Motion to the right. Cameron Crouch looking to throw. He goes into the flat, but that one got away. That one's going to be incomplete. 4th down and 8 for the Tigers. Well, when you're at your own 20-yard line, you still got 10 minutes to go, so they will punt it away. And one of the most dangerous things an opponent can see is Scott Tumulty standing in midfield. That is terrifying.
I wouldn't be surprised, Nick, to see David Hutton coming back into the game here with his next drive.
They have to throw, and he's their more a little bit better passer than Cam Crouch.
The only thing I can think is maybe he's still dealing with his injury.
Could be. Snap is a good one. Punt is away. End over end. It will take a bounce and touchdown at the 43-yard line. Scotty did not have an opportunity, but another short field for St. Francis.
Saints have a real good opportunity here to kind of put this one away here. Yep. Another score is really going to be demoralizing. It's hard to come back from a 3-score game, but it's been done. A 4-score game, again.
It has been done, and they have the personnel to do it with Brian Jenkins and Jalen Dunnigan on the outside. They have guys who can put points on in a hurry. So keep that offense on the field here for the Saints. And talk about starting field position. The worst starting field position the Saints have had was at their own 19, but they've had 6 start on the right side of the 40. Haley on the ground. Nice run for about 4 yards on 1st down. More importantly, keeps the clock moving. Stays in bounds with 10:20 to go in the game. Saints 35-14. Let me make sure I got that right on my scoreboard here. I do. Picks up 6 officially. 2nd down and 4 from the midfield stripe now for St. Francis. Two wide receivers right, 2 tight ends. 2 back set for St. Francis. On the ground for Haley, inside run. He was untouched for 10 yards. He gets to the 35-yard line. Another 15-yard carry, inside run for Keenan Haley. 1st down Saints.
Well, this is kind of a statement game here for
the
offensive
line. It
man.
has to be.
I talk to these guys, and there's always different things that you're battling in between injuries, having, guys moving around. Matt Knutson's playing center for the first time that I think me and you have both ever seen him playing offensive line. Got to be a big statement game for them to be able to run the ball against a team like this.
And as a team, it has to be a statement game to the NAIA and the rest of the coaches in the country for reasons we'll explain here in just a second. 1st down and 10 for the Saints after the Haley run. They're going to give it to the back again. Another inside run and another pickup of 6 yards up to the Tiger 30. And we got some more pushing and shoving. No flags have flown yet. So St. Francis needs to not only beat some teams, but they need to beat them handedly because in order to make the playoffs, you do have to be rated in the top 20. Even if you win your conference, you have to be ranked in the top 20. St. Francis right now is just receiving votes. So if you can beat Olivet by 3 scores, that's going to open up some eyeballs. And it might, coaches might be a little more prone to rank you maybe a slot or 2 higher. And every position matters when you're looking for the postseason. 2nd and 4. On the ground again to Haley. Again meets a linebacker in the hole, but it's going to be another first down. Ball came out, but St. Francis able to jump on it. Nice job by Peyton Bogie. Heads up play by one of the linemen. First down, St. Francis. Move those chains. Clock continues to wind. 8:14 left to go in the ball game.
And Nick, honestly, I think even if that fumble was recovered by Olivet, I think that's one of those situations where you'd see that he was down by stoppage of forward progress, which is something that I feel like we never get on our side. It's always for the other team, but it was one of those situations where it looked like the officials had spotted it as far forward as it was going to go.
Again, 2 tight ends. Haley, the right side of Tumulty. 2 wide receivers, left ball, right hash. First down and 10 for Saints. Another inside run to Haley. Look at him go like a bowling ball up to the 16-yard line. A pickup of 9 yards.
That play right there is on number 47, the linebacker from Olivet, Drew Hant. He's a senior. I've played against him before. I know he's a good player, but he's just getting too far into the offensive line. He's not playing the angles right, and it's allowing Keenan Haley to just pick apart this defensive linebacker core.
2nd down and 1. Letting the clock tick, 13 on the play clock. It'll take us down to about 7 minutes before they snap the ball. Haley to the right of Tumulty. Here comes the blitz from the outside. They hand it off. They go right at the blitz. Nice run. It's not Haley up past the 10-yard line. It is James Williams this time, picking up the first down and a first and goal situation for St. Francis.
Historically, St. Francis isn't a team that's, come in here and considered to be playoff contenders, and it looks like we have a flag on the play.
Yeah. And it's going to go against St. Francis. Depends on where it was, but it looks like it will come back and be another 2nd down. It looks like the holding was at the 15-yard line, so they'll put it back at the 20. So what should be a first and goal now, it happened at the 20, so it's going to come back to the 35. I'll get the yards right. 25-yard line. There we go.
That actually doesn't hurt us, Nick.
It gives you another chance to get a first down and wind more clock. That's a great point, Derek. Great point.
This is one of those times where, a holding call or a penalty call, that this isn't one that you're going to get chewed out in the huddle on the sideline by your coaches. Because a score here is great. But honestly, we want that clock to see, to read 0-0-0 on the time there. So, the opportunity to go and get another first down by using your 2nd down, 3rd down, and 4th down play is something that's, okay right now. We want to get that time down. We want to go home. We want to start the buses and get this thing going.
35-14, both teams with 2 timeouts. So 2 more opportunities to stop the clock here for Olivet Nazarene. I mean, obviously getting the first and goal and a touchdown would be ideal. But, a holding, like you said, there are worse times for a penalty.
Correct.
Than when you're trying to milk the clock with a 3-possession lead.
Expect to see some guys in at this point that you might not see as often. Usually at this point in the game, from my past experiences, they're going to throw in some guys who maybe don't get as much playing time, and you're not going to be putting your RB1 in the situations to possibly get hurt. This game's nowhere near from over just quite yet, but expect to see players you might not have seen before.
I believe it's Haley still in the game there to the right of Tumulty here on 2nd down and 9. Yep, Haley's going to be the lead blocker. Tumulty the ball carrier. Stringing it out to the outside, but he'll go backward for a yard, but more importantly, he will stay in bounds. Timeout called by the Tigers. 3rd down and 11 coming up with 6:45 to go in the ball game. I'd love another touchdown. Love it. Again, it's all about raising eyebrows to coaches across the country when they make those votes, when they vote on the top 25. You want to impress them as much as you possibly can.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm all for sportsmanship. I'm all for not running up a score. But when you're receiving votes and you're fighting to get into that top 20, you need to raise eyebrows.
Well, and I think we're in a situation where, St. Francis is never really been a team that's looked at for, outstanding football program
True.
that comes in every year and is just competitive. There's years where we haven't been competitive, and I feel like there's been a tide turn that people are starting to respect us a little bit more, especially as a top contender. That it's not just a fluke season. We've had really great players come through our program, and I think kind of a game like this shows that we're recruiting guys in, and we're bringing these guys in because we're winning these football games.
They're good now, yeah. Yeah, kids want to come here now instead of settling to come here now.
And we have a world first-class education. We have a great education at St. Francis.
There you go. They're down in 11. 6:45 after our timeout. 3 wide receivers. Tight end is Gavin Wright. Haley to the left of Tumulty. Looks like they're in a passing formation. I don't expect to put it in the air, do you? There you will. Sam's going to look to throw. Pressure comes. He evades. Now he will run. Looking for a block on the outside. Big block by Eldridge as Tumulty slides at about the 20-yard line. It is not nearly enough for a first down. Clock will stop. Was there a timeout called, or did he get out of bounds?
I believe Olivet just used their last timeout.
The run makes it 4th down and 3. Eldridge put a huge block out there. Timeout was called by Olivet Nazarene to stop it at 6:34.
So let's think about the outlook coaching decisions that you're going to see here. You got 6:34 left. You've got 4th down inside the red zone, 4th down and 3. At this point, they're out of timeouts. You get that first down in there, you're bringing this game to inside 2 minutes. Whether you score or not, it's really not going to make a difference. Punting here, going for a field goal. At this point, I think you'd rather just go and take the chance and put it on your offensive line and get those 3 or 4 yards.
I agree.
Than to try to put a field goal in there. Either way, again, this is just a coaching preference here. This is whatever Coach Curry is going to decide to do here. We'll see, but you can see it being shown both ways. For sure.
I like running the play here. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Some other games around the conference, by the way. This probably is the best one. We got Trinity International down at Missouri Baptist today. Roosevelt is at St. Ambrose today. St. Xavier's at Judson. You expect those teams to get victories. St. Xavier and Roosevelt today. On the other side of things, good game out on the MSFA Mid-East. Indiana Wesleyan at Siena Heights. Taylor is at St. Francis, Indiana, and Concordia, Michigan hosts Lawrence Tech. Marion is on a bye week today.
Nick, I'd really like to see a run up the middle here and get those 4 yards and really kind of bury the hatchet in this.
2 back set again, 2 receivers right. Haley to the right of Tumulty. McLaren to the left. They're going to go to the outside from McLaren. Nice block from Haley. He's going to fight to get to the 15, and I think he got it. Judging by where the line judge was running in from, it looks like he got it. We'll have to wait. There's the official call from the referee. First down, Saints, and Olivet's out of timeouts with 6:25 to go. A big run by McLaren. He's going to limp off the field, though, but he did his job that play.
At this point, I think you can tell the wide receivers to sit down on the bench. They'll no longer be needed in this part of the game.
No doubt about it. James Williams comes in at running back. James Williams, by the way, very good runner. I love seeing him go. I believe he has the highest yards per carry on the team, and he'll get the ball here. Ooh, he took a big hit at the 14-yard line. 35-14. The clock will wind without possibility of being stopped by Olivet.
Here at Ward Field, stands are still packed for homecoming.
Beautiful day. Take a look at the possession, though. It remains a 10-minute difference. 29 minutes of possession for St. Francis, 19 for Olivet Nazarene. An incredible performance offensively to keep the ball and move the chains, and defensively to get off the field.
Yeah, great job by St. Francis today.
2nd down and 7. Inside run again. Williams spun down at the 10-yard line after a pickup of 3 or 4. Brings up 3rd down and 4 for St. Francis.
If they're able to get a first down here within these next 2 plays, it's going to take it down to about 2 minutes here. And after that, I think you send your defense out there. They're definitely going to be trying to throw a couple Hail Marys there. Get your TKO. Total knockout team out there. That's where you're going to see some of your offensive players get out there and try to knock down a Hail Mary pass. And great job by St. Francis today.
Williams left side of Tumulty. Two tight ends left. Hands off to Williams. Edge was set, tried to cut it up, but he'll be put down hard at the 11-yard line. A pickup of 1 maybe, but it brings up 4th down. Just go ahead and run one play. You'll let another 30 seconds come off the clock, take us inside 4 minutes.
This is one of those things, especially with James Williams. He's a freshman coming in from high school.
Yep.
Those kinds of plays, he should have taken it to the outside and kept pressing up that edge. And that's something that he's just going to learn with time. You know, everyone is trying to cut it up and try to get those touchdowns, you know, because everyone's trying to prove himself. You know, he's going to be a really good running back for us as soon as he kind of learns those next level, you know, college athlete kind of things.
Williams 4.1 per carry, highest on the team. And St. Francis lets it tick down inside 4 minutes, takes their own timeout here just to discuss things. You can't take them with you, I suppose.
I think at this point you're looking at bringing the field goal unit on and really just securing that, making it a 4-possession game.
Okay with that. Give Brian Madej another opportunity to put one through. He missed a 44-yarder earlier in the game. This one should be a little bit easier. The wind has calmed down just a touch. So taking a look at the standings here, St. Francis, one of the only undefeated teams in the conference. St. Xavier is the other. St. Xavier is playing tonight. Actually, should be getting kicked off in a little bit out of Judson. I expect St. Xavier to have an easy win against the Eagles. So assuming that comes to fruition, it'll be St. Francis and St. Xavier alone at the top of the conference. Both will be 5-0.
But wouldn't that be a thing if they lost?
If St. Xavier loses, losing to Judson, I'm not even going to contemplate. And I'm pretty sure their other games for St. Xavier, they've already beat Roosevelt, they've already beat Olivet. So I believe their other games are Judson, Trinity, and Missouri Baptist. They might have St. Ambrose, but
we have us.
And one of us, yes. But their other games coming up before they get to St. Francis should be easy wins for them. But hey, if they trip up and something happens, that game against St. Xavier at the end becomes even bigger. Here we go, 4th down. Sam Tumblety is running around. He throws it into the end zone, and incomplete. He just threw that one away on 4th down. So that'll be a turnover. Olivet's going to come on the field. They will have a 90-yard field ahead of them with 3:48 to go. No timeouts with, again, 3:48 left to go in the game. St. Francis has only punted twice today.
That all just comes from a really good week of preparation. Talking to the guys before the game and earlier this week, they're all telling me the same thing, and I've experienced it too. The first 4 or 5 weeks of a season, it's difficult. You know, you're getting in there, you're trying to click, you're trying to find, what you're going to run, and they're telling me it's finally starting to click for them.
4 wide receivers. They're going to go into the flat looking for a receiver to make a play here. Not going to do it, and I don't think he got out of bounds either. The receiver stayed in bounds. He got the first down, which will stop the clock momentarily, but they're going to have to hurry back to the line. Pickup of 13 yards on the pitch and catch. Cam Crouch in there at quarterback, which is a bit surprising too. Maybe you're right. Maybe David Hutton, his leg still hurts a bit. Crouch will roll to the left now. Fires on the run, looking downfield, but it was incomplete. Threw it out of bounds. Intended receiver, again, was his favorite receiver, Brian Jenkins. We can't reiterate enough how there was a flag on the play on St. Francis, actually. Not exactly sure. Was it a late hit?
Could have been. It looks like it's in the backfield or the quarterback.
Gave him an extra 10 or 15, depending on the penalty. But don't forget that this Olivet passing offense came in with some pretty gaudy numbers. Top 20, top 15 in some categories. They're only able to put up 14 points. One of those was a long run from Evan Leake. So they've kept them pretty quiet. 4 receivers, running back in motion here for Crouch. He's looking left, nothing there. Second option, checks it down, and TJ Neal almost had an interception. He wanted it. He nearly had a pick, but he dropped it. Second down coming up. TJ Neal would have been his first interception of the season.
Yeah, right time, right position, just couldn't wheel it in. At this point, though, he's so worried about making sure that those receivers aren't catching any balls in there. He just wants it out of their hands. it's common you find guys in these situations late in the game that, knocking it down, not able to come up with the interception.
Pass rushers on the field here on 2nd and 10. There's a snap to Crouch. Fires, looking long left. That one's floating in the air, up and batted away. Nice play by Angel Mata to knock it out of the hands of Jenkins. He went up and got it. He had a chance at it, but Jenkins dropped it thanks to a tough play by Mata. 3rd down. 3:14 left to go here in the ball game. It's been All Saints wire to wire.
That's all 3 segments of this team firing well today. Special teams is doing a great job. Punting, Mayday doing great punts when the couple options, the couple opportunities that he did have today. Offense and defense doing real well.
Here's the 3rd down play for Crouch. Here's the pocket collapsing, but he's going to pick up a 1st down for his legs, and he slides. Oh, he actually started his slide a yard shy of the 1st down, so it's going to be 4th and 1. Not that they wouldn't go for it anyway. Oh, David, no. It's 4th down and 1, 2:54 to go. The clock is continuing to wind as the slide was started a yard early. 4th and 1 for Crouch and company. 5 wide receivers. Snap back to Crouch. They're going to go with the quick out. It was complete for a 1st down. Big hit by Jalen Cooper to put the receiver, Tyler Isaacson, out of bounds. First catch for Isaacson today. Moves the chains into Saints territory. 2.5 minutes to go in the game.
I didn't get to finish my thought here about, all the, different segments of this team really firing today, but the offense and defense have been working so well with each other today.
Yep.
Special teams really hasn't been needed, and, it just feels good to see this team playing well.
Running back motions out of the backfield here for Crouch. He steps up in the pocket. Pressure's coming. He evades all 3 of them like twice. Crouch throws on the run, and it is complete. A beautiful throw and a heck of a catch by Isaacson. How did Crouch do that? Cameron Crouch should have been sacked 2 or 3 times, but he evaded, and he made a perfect pass for a 1st down with 2 minutes to go in the game. Here's Crouch to throw, steps up in the pocket again. More pressure, he's going to run it. Crouch fakes the slide, and he's wrapped up, and down he goes inside the 8-yard line. Nice play by Ebekumi to go in pursuit to track down the quarterback. I hate the fake slide by the quarterback.
I was just about to comment on that.
It is so, I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way. You use that to help yourself, but then you try to trick with it. Here's Crouch to throw into the end zone. It is incomplete. He threw it out of bounds. And I think Logan Johnson might have took a little exception because he put a little pop there on Crouch when he probably didn't need to.
Yeah.
The incomplete pass stops the clock with 1:27 to go. It is 1st and goal at the 8-yard line for the Tigers.
I've got that weird feeling in my stomach here that an interception in the end zone is coming.
Yeah.
It feels like just a good ending to a good chapter of this team today.
Timeout by St. Francis. I like Jalen Cooper in that situation.
Yeah, I do too.
Coops had a few of them in the end zone.
Yeah, Angel Mata was definitely kind of the star of the show in the backfield today for St. Francis, but everyone's got to be doing their job, and even if guys like Angel Mata are going out and making these interceptions, it's not individualistic plays that are the cause of this. It's because the defensive line's getting pressure on the quarterback. The corners are covering the receivers well and making the quarterback throw it to a position that he doesn't want. Excellent job today by these Saints, man. It's definitely going to be a good one. They're definitely going to be feeling happy about this one tonight.
So you said you want to be +5, right?
That's correct.
You're up 3 touchdowns, and you got 3 interceptions. Here's your +6.
So on offense,
right?
we scored 5 times and we didn't turn the ball over. That means we're +5.
Okay.
On defense, for every touchdown we have, we want to have a turnover. So
Mission
you always
accomplished,
want to be 0 on that. For every touchdown you have a turnover.
Yeah.
We're +1. We're beating that. Special teams, I guarantee you, is plus today. And look what the end result's going to be.
Here's Crouch on a goal situation. They get into the end zone for the touchdown with 1:24 to go. Titus Menawaka, the sophomore out of Hawaii, with his first touchdown of the season. I don't like that just because you're trying to make a statement. You know, a 3-touchdown win speaks a little bit louder than a 2-touchdown win.
I agree.
Extra point on for Olivet Nazarene with 84 seconds to go. Snap's good, holds down here on the point after attempt, and it's good.
No doubt that the onside kick recovery team will be out for this one. 2 touchdown scores a minute 24. I've heard of worse things happening here.
Yep.
But, you know, a good onside kick recovery here, and the offense going out there should put this one away. And I know from experience that we practice onside kicks every week.
Yep.
You know, so they should be ready for this, prepared for it.
Sam Tumblety has thrown for 148 yards, 2 touchdowns, was sacked 1 time, no interceptions for Sam today. On the ground, Tumblety, for what might be the first time since he's been here, is not the leading rusher. Keenan Haley, 20 carries, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The best game Keenan has had since he's been here, no doubt about it. Love to see those numbers from Keenan. Sam Tumblety has rushed it 5 times more than Keenan, but 90 yards and a touchdown.
Well, that's a stat I really like to hear because it shows you that Sam Tumblety is not
Another
the
weapon.
only guy who can move the ball for us. You know, it shows that the offensive line is doing their job, and I might be prefaced just because of the position that I play, but I love to see my big guys doing their job today and getting it done and letting everybody have a little piece of the game.
Especially here in the fourth quarter when they're milking the clock. How many times do we see Keenan Haley run in between the guards and pick up 6, 7, 10 yards?
Exactly.
Onside formation here for Olivet. Hands team in for the Saints. Takes a big hop, and it is caught and a tackle made. It is safely acquired by St. Francis on the onside kick. It was DeJuan Gavin who received the ball. 1:23 to go in the ball game. The Saints are a couple of knees away from a big conference win.
Yeah, what else can we say about today? Just
heck of a game.
It's really great job by St. Francis, and we've said it over and over again, but it just coming out here and seeing this team just kind of string plays together and drives together and firing on all cylinders, it makes you feel like you're able to see this team possibly having a chance at making a playoff run this year.
271 yards rushing for St. Francis today. That is the most that they've had all year long. 254 against St. Ambrose last week was the leading number before today. How great is it that your top 2 rushing games of the year are the last 2 of the season so far? It's been last week, it's been this week. 254, 271 today. You're playing your best football going into your last 2 games of the year.
And there's a sense of confidence that you'll build off of this. Not arrogance or, you know, just a sense of confidence that you can go in there and compete with anybody, and it doesn't matter, you know, kind of who you're playing. Olivet's a really good team. They're a good football program.
Sam takes the knee, 35 seconds. They do not have to take another snap, and that is going to be the ball game out here in Bourbonnais. Big statement game made by St. Francis, 35-21. Some of those numbers. First, defensively, 3 sacks for St. Francis, or make it 4 sacks for St. Francis today. 3 takeaways, all via the interception. An incredible performance by that Saints defense. Oshikai Ebekumi with a sack and a half today. TJ Neal got a sack today as well. Defensively, Terrence Nicholson had a nice pass breakup, but the interceptions came from Nick Mabudis, Scott Tumblety, and Angel Mata. The first interception of the year for Scott Tumblety today. Incredible performance defensively. Offensively for the Saints, St. Francis, Sam Tumblety, 7 for 14, only threw it 14 times, only had to throw it 14 times. 148 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked 1 time. On the ground, Keenan Haley led the way, 130 yards on 20 carries, 6.5 yards per carry for Keenan today with 2 touchdowns. Sam Tumblety, 25 carries for 90 yards, make that 75 net yards, and a touchdown for Sam, too. Dan McLaren had a nice day coming in toward the end, 9 carries for 51. James Williams, 4 carries for 16. The best targets of the day, Dezion Jordan had that big strike, 65-yard touchdown for him on his only catch, but he'll take that. DeJuan Gavin had a pair of catches for 43 yards and a touchdown today as well. Dan Getch, Kaman Karan, Keenan Haley all had a catch here today as well.
It's all smiles on the coaching staff of St. Francis today. A huge game for them going into this stretch. We have Roosevelt next week with St. Xavier to close out the season. Both games that are winnable, in my opinion, Nick. I think they're just going to have to show up like they did today and play good football against another good team.
Game took 2 hours and 35 minutes. That was a very quick football game, and when you run for, well, after those knees, 269 total yards, those games are going to go pretty quick. A heck of a game, a statement game made. It was St. Francis wire to wire. They scored first and never gave up the lead. It was never tied after that first touchdown. A heck of a performance by the Saints on all three phases. They will go to 5-2 on the year. They are 5-0 in the conference. It does not get any easier next week for St. Francis, though. They will take on the 15th-ranked Lakers of Roosevelt. They have been fantastic. Their defense is stacked. They have an incredible running back who's doing some amazing things in Tyler Tenner. And looking forward to that game. Thankfully, it is at home. It is a 1 o'clock kickoff down at the stadium next week. If you're going to come out to a game, that's the last home game of the year, my friends. St. Francis hosting Roosevelt. And if it's a big if, and if they can get past the Lakers, it's going to set up what is likely to be another conference championship game with St. Xavier to end the year, this time up on the south side. Last second thoughts here on the game?
Like I said, it's just from a player who played with this group of guys last year. I know everybody on the team, despite a couple of the freshmen who, come in this year. But I'm just really happy, and I'm proud of them for coming out here and playing. And I got to shout out my guys on the offensive line. I think they played a really, really good game today. And I know guys have been moving around positions and playing in spots that they haven't played before. But to come into a game like this against a program and a team on a day like homecoming, with that game day atmosphere, and just turn it on and keep it turned on until the scoreboard and the Cows went home. Just really, really good job. I'm excited to see how they handle next week. Another battle, another team, more adversity to go through. Yep. I'm excited to see how it goes. And again, like I said, I think this team has a chance to crack a chance at making the playoffs, but they got to go 1 week at a time.
Yep.
And they showed up today. They got the job done, and they'll be doing it again 7 days from now, probably around the same time.
St. Francis goes 1-0 again this year. Big win over Olivet Nazarene in their 30th matchup all time. That is their 20th win against the Tigers. They are 20-10 against Olivet Nazarene ever since the beginning of this program back in 1986. Derek, phenomenal job today, my friend. Broadcast debut by this guy, and he was absolutely fantastic. I learned a lot just by listening to you explain the offense. So thanks for coming out, and I'm sure we're going to do this again pretty soon, all right?
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for not judging me too hard on the YouTube here today, but I definitely appreciate it. Nick, thanks for having me out here, and go Saints, man.
35-21, your final out here in Bourbonnais. We'll see you back at the stadium next week against number 15 Roosevelt. It's St. Francis football on the USF Sports TV Network.